It's Friday, then it's Saturday, Sunday.
This is on you!
Tell us what we want to hear.
We need your help. We're going to give it to him.
Just Anthony. He's going to get it all.
Let's get nasty on a Freedom Friday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 2:01. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. For those that know, you know. For those that don't, this is what we call a Freedom Friday. It's the last Friday of the month, or at least the last Friday that we will have a show where it's the final Friday of the month, and we leave up the topic. We leave the topics up to you. You get to choose whatever you want us to talk about. Freedom is all yours.
Can you tell them why this was created, Anthony?
It was created purely out of spite on a day where Carey and I were quite ticked off at the listeners. Some of you were bitching about, why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you talking about that? So
we literally just stopped what we were doing and just decided to,
you pick out
whatever the hell
topics.
you say is what we'll talk about.
Here's a history lesson for you. The first Freedom Friday was actually a Freedom Thursday, because I think we got mad at everybody on a Wednesday and we said, you know what? You pick out the topics tomorrow. Everybody loved it. So we introduced it as Freedom Friday. And again, if you want to participate today, send out any topics you want. It doesn't even have to be sports related. It's a Friday. It's a Freedom Friday. Oh, and Carey, speaking of freedom, Carey ripped off his pants.
What the hell are you doing? You're always fiddling down in your pants.
I was straighten up.
Every time I look over,
breakaways. I feel like they were breakaways.
You heard it?
Yeah.
I look over and Carey's down to his elbow in his pants. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Hey, you know what it is? Hey, it's a Freedom Friday.
Not that kind of freedom.
No.
I mean, I don't really care. Seen so many wieners in our lives. Like, who cares, right?
Like bacon-wrapped wiener?
Yes.
I don't know, think how many guys on the football team?
Listen, 53.
Yeah, and you've seen 53 wieners at least. Like,
through.
it's
not like you.
We
It's
don't
not like you
stand there with a
stare,
towel on.
But you, I mean, it's inevitable.
It's there.
People walk.
It's a group shower. You're not sitting there staring at people. Trust
Everybody
me.
is showering.
You'd be called a bird watcher.
Yeah.
But
Dude.
You do have a few of those.
Yeah.
What the hell are you looking at?
We used to have one guy. He's not part of the media anymore. He'd come back, like, how he found his way back to the shower. He'd be like, hey, I was wondering, I grab one of you guys. I was
Not here.
What? He'd be like, bird watcher.
The first time I covered a football game and had to go in the Dude, I thought there was a bit of a cooling off process, right? Where they shower up, they get dressed, and then we go in. Nope. Doors opened up. I walked in. Male genitalia all over the place. I mean, everywhere.
Yeah.
You guys,
just everything.
You guys are standing there. Both of you stand there.
You'll stand there.
Freeze a bird.
The funny thing is, you'll stand there getting undressed, and your teammate's like sitting in the stall beside you, and you'll stand there like hands on the hips to death, be like, man, that guy clipped me, like butt naked. Like, people
Meanwhile,
walk in
you're like, what did you think about the third period, the goal that you gave up? And meanwhile, his teammates just butt naked everywhere. Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I call it general population.
I didn't know. I mean, I obviously, I played football in high school and stuff like that. But for some reason, I thought there was a bit of a
buffer zone.
A buffer zone.
Not near. You got people that move extremely slow. You got some people that move fast, but some people just 30 minutes after the game sitting there like
don't care.
Sprawled out.
Balls everywhere.
Yeah. Like airing out their stuff.
And vitamins, yeah.
just air out. Yeah.
Basketball players are different.
Really?
I covered the Pistons. You walk in there, they're for whatever reason, man, they're more modest.
Well,
they're like,
there's
hey, we're
only
gonna
10 guys or 12 guys on the
But they
roster.
change a lot quicker than football players.
Well, but
they
they're
have
also
less,
they don't have to take off all the gear.
Guys, I'm not asking for the science behind it. I'm just saying.
They're less pain. They're in less pain. They're trying to get out of there in a hurry.
Yeah.
Either way.
They got time. They get in and get out.
I was used to basketball.
You know how hard it is to take those damn pads? They put your jersey is so damn tight you get stuck sometimes.
Right.
You got to peel that thing off.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just going to sit there for a
Your
while.
pants go on slower after games.
Listen,
Anthony, what if you just don't care and you just want to air your stuff out?
you just sit there. Sometimes
the stench
it's
is also something that I was not prepared for.
It's different. It's an acquired taste, some say.
was just covering the Pistons. Like, all right, God, this is cool. No problem. Talk about the game. Lions, road team. Hey, you got the road team today. Cool, no problem. First assignment. Let's do this, right? Doors open. Oh, God.
What the hell is this?
What is this?
Why aren't they dressed yet?
I'll come back. No, this is the time.
Oh, you got 5
You got
minutes,
10
man.
minutes. You better get in while you
Get
can.
what you need and get out of here.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So Freedom Friday has begun here in the Fast Lane. If you want to send in topics, multiple ways to do so. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. If you want to leave us a Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop, you can via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. And a shout out to our Snake Pit. It's our 101 ESPN YouTube channel. And you can participate there too. So, Marsh, what do we got?
All right, so you mentioned the Snake Pit. Droid, who is a listener in the Snake Pit. Shout out Droid.
Broncos fan.
Broncos fan. Blues fan says 3 in a row. All caps.
Yes.
The 314.
They said it couldn't happen.
On our Air Comfort Service text line from the 314.
So
How many wins in a row until you say something big is happening with the Blues?
I would say right now. I would say about 3 in a row, gentlemen. We've been waiting for this moment all season long, the elusive 3rd win in a row, right? Well, it happened last night, and it didn't happen against the Sharks. Save it. It didn't happen against some dreadful Blackhawks team. No. Nay. It happened in our nation's capital against the Capitals, who are what, Jamie? A great team, that's right.
First, I think they're first in the league.
First in the league. Number 1. Weren't number 1 last night, were they?
They're number 2 most of the night.
They were number 2 most of the night, that's right. So I think I'm willing to say right now, something big is happening.
Sorry, they're second
for our
in the
St.
league.
Louis Blues. Second in the league. First in the Eastern Conference.
Yes.
There you go. Either way, it's happening. Let's go. Playoff run. They play like this, Jamie and Carey and Marshy and listeners. They're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah. The way they're playing is really, I mean, it is playoff hockey right now. The tight checking is unbelievable. Like the Washington team, by the way, guys, they are the highest scoring team in the NHL. And they've got a goal differential of plus 60 as well. So 214 goals for, which is 1 more than Winnipeg Jets. And you held them to 18 shots in the entire game. The Colorado Avalanche, a high-powered offensive group of guys, you held them to 1 goal, and it was lucky. It was through a bunch of traffic. Binnington didn't see it, and it ended up in the net. Winnipeg Jets, they're also, what we just talked about, second in the NHL in goals for. They gave a couple up there, but you played them tight the whole game. You end up giving up that one at the end, which you wish you had back now, but doesn't matter. The way they're playing defensively is allowing them to win hockey games, and then the way they're playing offensively has been amazing. The offensive zone time has been crucial to them. The defensemen activating. This is why Army put together this decor. It's why he went and got Cam Fowler. It's why he went and got Ryan Suter. When you put those 6 guys together, where's your weak link? Like, honestly, your weak link is probably, you'd say, oh, Ryan Suter, because he's 39, 40 years old, soon to be. Or he was, just turned 40.
Right.
That's your weak link?
Yeah, he's playing well.
He's playing really well. So then, Nick Leddy. Well, Leddy's been hurt. He's playing pretty well. Then you got Broberg, who's on fire again. Falk is playing very well.
How do you look last time?
Who?
Yeah. Broberg.
Hey,
oh, my
pretty
God.
Decent. Pretty decent now?
pretty good. He did okay.
You mean Philip Orberg?
Oh, I like it, yeah.
Why I can't take credit for it. The Blues posted that. I thought it was funny, I thought I'd, you guys can laugh at the joke. I'm the second person to say it.
I
You copyrighted it right, though.
For sure.
Yeah,
he
good
did.
for you.
He tagged it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they look really good. Goaltending has been solid. So we'll see. This week is going to be crazy, man. They've got L.A., 3 times in 7 days. L.A.'s a good team. I wish we had Anaheim 3 times in 7 days.
That'd be nice.
But you got L.A., Dallas, L.A., Anaheim, L.A. Like, the schedule is, this is it. This is your, I shouldn't say your season, because that's not true. You get still runway. But this right now, as far as the trade deadline is concerned, you're going to tell Doug Armstrong exactly what he needs to do in the next 3 games. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens.
I think the there was a period there in the second period, a stretch where they were on the penalty kill. I thought that penalty kill was outstanding. I thought there were multiple extra efforts. There were guys getting sticks on sticks, like getting to the body. Like Philip Broberg might have been out there for the entire penalty kill. He looked like he was gassed towards the end of it. And then they gave up a goal right after the penalty ended. And then they came back and scored 2 more goals. Like, for me, that portion of watching this team, that 5 to 7 minute stretch made me believe, okay, it's a different version of a team, because the effort that they were giving on that penalty kill was like, it was something I haven't seen it to that level this season. So just getting to bodies and making sure they're not allowing shots. And again, they gave up a goal pretty much immediately after the penalty ended, but they didn't drop their heads. They didn't, oh God, we did all that for nothing. They went out and Dylan Holloway scored, and then I think Colton Parayko scored right after that. So to me, that was a 5-minute stretch where you're looking at this team like, oh, there is something here. And it started with the effort, in my opinion, on that penalty kill.
It's just a little bit of a grit factor that has presented itself coming out of the break, to where I'm not talking about fighting and hitting, but being gritty is playing within the system too. Being disciplined in the systems, playing hard for each other, like, it makes a difference. And I do think that there was a little extra gas in the tank last night for Brayden Schenn. I firmly believe it. Yeah. That team loves him as a player, as a teammate, as a captain. The T-shirts made up. They all wore the hats in warm-up. Like, you got the vibe of, like, we're not losing this game.
Yeah.
And they went out and played that way. So they're creating something unique here. What it is, I don't know. I'm not going to call it special yet, because it's the first time they've won 3 games in a row, although they got 7 points over their last 8 points available. Things are going well. They win tomorrow night here against LA, and let's say they get a point in Dallas. Like, something's going, man. Like, these are tough games to play.
Yeah. They look good.
Looks really good. Damn.
All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. It is a Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We do have some non-Freedom Friday things coming for you. Coach Jim Montgomery will join us about 5 o'clock.
Oh, we'll let him know it's Freedom Friday.
Yeah, we'll be good with that.
He might throw something at us. You never know.
You never know. Yeah, so Coach will join us at 5 o'clock. You know, we got what's trending. We still have the Gauntlet, which, fortunately for Marsh and Jamie now, you guys are going to have to step up, because Ben's been good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or we've been bad. Either way.
Well,
hey, we are where we are.
I have.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
Had a bit of a brain fart, Jamie.
Africa?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, when he said that, I was like,
Did he use the options?
I did.
What were the options?
Asia, Africa, and South America?
Yeah.
I think Asia.
Here's the thing. I was really upset that it was random.
Oh.
I didn't listen to the question, and then I realized very quickly that the answer was in the question, and then my mind shut off again, and then I just, India hangs down. I'm like, does it hang it down into Africa? Sure, Africa. It was bad.
What hangs down in Africa is South Africa.
There you go. Yeah, it was bad. The texters will never let me forget it, and neither will any of you. And it's just one of those things that when I die,
no, you didn't. You texted me earlier today. Say, hey, don't forget about that Indian answer. Yeah,
I'll be in my casket one day. And be like, this idiot didn't. You didn't know where India is.
Just gonna print a map of Asia. Put it in there with you.
Yep, I appreciate it.
Keep it in the office. Right over his desk.
Just coffin. He said he was dead. Said he was dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll have an airbrush on the top of the casket.
Yeah, just do that. I'll never forget. All right. Freedom Friday, next on 101 ESPN. Friday of the month, which means it's Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. This is when you get to choose all the topics, so if you don't like them, blame your fellow listener.
Yeah,
Don't blame us.
Don't blame us.
Not today.
Not today.
Go ahead, Marsh.
All right, so we've talked about reboots, retools, rebuilds, Cardinals, Blues, whatever you want to call it. We get a question from the 314. What are your thoughts on reboots? What is the required time length between an original movie or show and a reboot? What are some of the better and worst reboots out there?
Oh, I think it's got to be like 25 years.
25?
Oh, yeah, it's got to be a while.
I was thinking 20. So I guess
we're in the
we're
splitting hairs.
You're
really.
right. I said you were
I think it should be about 23 and a half.
All right. There you go.
About 23 and a half years.
All right, there we go. Yeah, what are some of the reboots? I'm trying to think. I'm drawing a blank right now.
What are some reboots?
Like, so here's an example. They're about to do a Harry Potter reboot on Max.
I'm okay. I've never seen the original.
Yeah.
Not seen one.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll take your word for it. Probably a great show.
No, I don't think it will be.
So
You can't compete with the OG Harry Potters.
What about like the Batman reboots with Christian Bale? Would that be technically a reboot?
I think though,
because
What is it?
It has to be a reboot
going from Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
It
Jack
is.
Nicholson. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a reboot.
Yeah.
They went well.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
They went real well.
And then they've been rebooted since.
Yes.
And it hasn't even been 20 years.
No.
Or 23 and a half.
So it's a reboot, not a sequel, right?
yeah, it's a
right.
reboot,
A
not a
reboot.
sequel.
But Batman's kind of sequels, right?
But
it was like
within
Prequels.
its
Like-
own franchise.
Yeah, so it was like its own
I think
thing.
Batman has its own category, kind of like James Bond would have its own category.
Okay.
Because it's the same character played by a different person every time. It's not a reboot of the movie. Like if Batman was one singular movie,
Yeah.
and then 20 years later you did it over with a different Batman, the same plot, kind of everything, that's a reboot.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's a sequel with different actors.
Okay. All right.
I think, anyways.
I can agree with that. I'm trying to think of like reboots, like TV shows. I don't know why Saved by the Bell comes to mind because I don't know if that
They
was a
did,
reboot.
It was
but
terrible.
it was terrible.
It was not good. Not
There was
good.
a Knight Rider reboot.
Yeah, not
I don't
good.
That was
recall
not good
one.
either.
Yeah.
No,
There's been a Hawaii 5-0.
Yeah, that was not
Reboot.
good either. I can't even think of a good one.
It's probably because there
Like
aren't
the
any.
Vacation movie, the reboot of that, not up to snuff.
Yeah.
Like when they redid it with the new cast and all
Yeah,
that.
with Ed Helms.
Yeah, not good. Did not like that.
So like the Jumanji Rock, they did two of those. Would that be a reboot?
No, that's not a reboot. It's a sequel with a different character.
I guess I'm struggling.
The Longest
Spider-Man.
Yard. The Longest Yard.
There you go.
Now
That's a reboot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I saw the original. The original
Never
is
seen it.
awesome.
Never seen
Burt
it.
Reynolds and all.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And the new one is fine.
I like the new one.
I like the new one too.
Yeah.
But that would be a reboot. Like,
Okay.
That's what we're talking about.
Same movie, same concept.
Same movie, same concept, a completely
little
new
different,
batch of
yeah.
actors. And they usually pull one actor from the original and give them a bit part in the reboot.
And they did it with Burt Reynolds.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I liked
I
The
had
Longest
one. I
Yard
just
with
can't
Adam
think of
Sandler.
it.
Ocean's 11, yes, awesome.
Ocean's 11
I
was really good.
love those movies, by the way.
I liked Ocean's 11, and I liked the third installment. The second one,
Ocean's 12, wasn't it?
that was rough. Like they wasn't in the casino.
Yeah.
Like I liked when they were in the casino first, and then they went back to the casino.
Did you like Ocean's 13? With
Yes.
the women.
Oh no, that was fine.
I
but
thought it was good.
Ocean's 12 was really good.
Was it 12?
No,
it was 12.
13. Ocean's 13 was the one where they went
think
back to the casino. I think it was Al Pacino.
Well, then which one's the one with the girls?
I don't know.
That was 8.
Ocean's 8.
Oh, that's
8.
what it was.
Yeah.
That was Ocean's 8.
I liked that too. I liked all of them. I know what I'm getting into when I look at them. I liked all of them.
Yeah, they were good.
Dune got a reboot. I don't know if you've seen Dune with Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, I've seen the original.
So the original was, made in who knows how long ago, but then the new ones came out and have been very successful.
Here's a classic, Roadhouse.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which one did you see?
I saw the second the
Conor McGregor?
latest, yeah.
And?
It was, I knew what I was signed up for because I knew the original premise of Roadhouse, and it's just like I knew it was going to be silly and whatever. McGregor was so over the top, but at least it was like action. It was fun, and
but did it hold a candle to the original?
I never saw the original. Was Swayze? I knew the idea of it, but I never saw.
Homework for this weekend.
Okay,
watch it. You won't be sorry.
I believe that.
It's really good. It's one of my favorite,
fun,
easy, fun
stupid
action.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So we're talking about reboots with the Cardinals.
Did you like the second one? The
I haven't
reboot?
seen it.
Oh, okay.
Ashley forbids me from seeing it.
Why?
Because she saw it and said it doesn't hold water to the first one.
It probably
She's
doesn't.
like, don't watch it.
It probably doesn't, but I still thought it was fun. It was a fun movie.
With the Cardinals, though, so bringing this back to sports, we're talking about reboots. Do you think the Cardinals right now are in a process of a retool or a reboot in terms of getting back to the Cardinal way? Developing players. Obviously, we've said this is a retool. They're trying to, bring new guys in. But could you see this being like a reboot for the franchise?
No,
where they replicate or try and replicate what they did before?
I think the reboot was the last 2 years. Where they're like, let's bring back familiar faces.
They did try it. They brought back some of the original characters.
Yes, they did. I thought, and that did not work well.
I know.
That feels more like Jurassic World 3, where you're trying to bring back nostalgia.
You and I will always disagree with Jurassic Park 3.
Anthony.
First of all, if you saw the original in the theaters like I did, when you got dinosaurs eating people.
That was shocking.
You would have loved it. That was shocking. It was It was early 90s.
I felt the same way when I watched it for the first time.
Come on. Those raptors are hunting those kids.
Yeah. No, I didn't see. I wasn't alive.
It was unbelievable.
I walked into that movie. I think I was home for some reason from playing junior hockey. And me and my buddy Rob were like, well, let's go to the movie. And I was like, oh, there's only one that we can see. It's Jurassic Park. Yeah, okay. He's probably, it's a dumb dinosaur thing. I'm like, okay, fine. But we're nothing else to do. Mm-hmm. Walk in, grab our popcorn, sit down. And 5 minutes in, I'm like, well, this is not your average dinosaur movie.
I forget, I don't know how old I was, maybe, 12 or something like that, right? And the neighbors used to watch me for the summertime. My parents worked, whatever. So we went, I'm like, man, and they were like, here's your options. I'm like, I don't want to see dumb dinosaurs. Same deal. I sat there, that first scene with the raptor, I'm like,
my gosh,
this is incredible.
And it's loud, the theater was rumbling.
Yeah.
Like, what on earth?
So the call back there, why you think it's dumb,
I don't
Jamie and I do not.
I didn't land.
You just don't get it, Marsh.
I do get it. I'm
Kids
probably one of the only people that likes Jurassic Park 3.
Probably.
Yeah,
with Jurassic World, you like it?
Yeah,
with the pterodactyls.
I liked them all.
Yeah, I just didn't like Jurassic World. I didn't like Jurassic World 3. I thought there were two movies going on, two separate plots going on. There was bugs involved. Why are bugs involved in a dinosaur movie?
You need the mosquitoes for the DNA.
There you go.
No, they weren't even mosquitoes. They were something else. They were locusts.
They're locusts.
Why? Who cares?
Because first of all, it is a global issue. Okay, they were bringing real world issues to Jurassic World 3. Okay, this guy thinks that he was just trying to make sure that all of the industry's food and everything would just go through him. It's much more than a dinosaur or a locust movie.
All the dinosaurs, I heard they're all over the world. We get one scene where there's raptors in some country, and we get one scene.
Those dinosaurs were all over the place in that movie.
Where were they? I didn't see them. They had one scene. They had one scene, Anthony, where they were actually out in a plaza. One scene. Other than that, we're back on the island again.
He's bothered.
You stop.
I'm not. The movie sucked.
You stop.
It wasn't a good movie.
I'm just not going to accept it.
Your attitudes would suck more.
I'm not going to accept that.
It was not a good movie.
That's fine. We're just going to have to disagree. Okay.
I'm sure the next one's going to be great. There's a reason why they're making another one. Because the last one sucked.
Everybody loves it.
They don't want to end on that.
Everybody loves it. Because it's not a Travis Kelce situation, okay?
We're a society that just continuously wants more.
We do. Of the same thing, actually.
Yep.
Over and over again. Give me that more.
Please.
What you gave to me before.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I need. I need in the next movie, and we'll be good.
You need a Spinosaurus.
Yes.
All right. So no, Cardinals reboot. We just saw that. We just saw that with Matt Carpenter. Hey, let's just run it all back. Familiar faces. Oh, we won 83 games. That didn't work. And the fans now hate us. So let's try something different. I don't know if they're trying to rediscover the Cardinal way. I think they're just realizing that, one, you're not going to spend like the other teams are, the top teams are, and the only other way to compete is that you need to develop. Go ahead, Marsh.
No, I can't.
Can you read it?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
It's hilarious.
All right. Let's do what's trending next. I want to
You could have read that one.
If you're looking to sell your home, you need a reliable, experienced, and trusted agent. Take it from me. Get to know St. Louis's real estate expert. That is Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria has all kinds of different ways to sell your home. Maybe you don't like showings. Maybe you want cash offers. Whatever it is, discuss the strategy with Gloria Lou. She will help you along the way. And she's great at figuring out what the market presents for your home. So if you have a home that is priced a certain way, she's not going to overprice it for your subdivision or underprice it so you lose money. It's going to be priced so you make money, but sell it fast. And that's because Gloria has thousands of buyers in her database. She directs traffic to your listing, and that's how she gets a lot of demand for what you're selling. So please trust Gloria Lou, in the business for over 20 years. She is fantastic at what she does. She's going to answer all your questions accordingly and get you to that closing table, which is really what we want. So please give her a call. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number's 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a SportsCenter update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues finally win 3 games in a row. They defeat the Washington Capitals last night. We'll see if they can continue their winning ways as they take on the LA Kings tomorrow. Pregame for that one starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 5 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. But coming up next, we have What's Trending on a Freedom Friday. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the SportsCenter update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, it's no secret, Jamie is a giver. He loves giving gifts.
He is.
And specifically, he gave me a Vikings helmet that I cherish, I wear, specifically on this show, too.
Mm-hmm. He didn't get you a beer, though. We're still working on that.
We're still working on that.
For with the helmet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Jamie has
traded for the beer.
No, it's fine. I like the helmet. Jamie has a gift that he wants to give today as well.
I do. So all of our listeners, we've got a bunch of people in the snake pit right now over at YouTube. Go to 101 ESPN STL on the YouTube page. But to present a gift to one of my co-hosts.
Yeah.
Here once again. It's not Marshy this time. But I know people want to watch this particular segment. So head on over to the YouTube channel. As we know, Anthony, you and I go to Mentality, do our workouts and all these things, right? It was a damn shame when we saw you in here one day tearing up.
He was upset.
Just a little bit. First of all, let's backtrack it. It was a very big surprise to find out that Anthony Stalter, in lieu of a phone that holds 10,000 songs, had an iPod Shuffle that held 37 songs, right? But
You like what you like.
But Anthony loved it. He loved that iPod.
He did. And so he lost it.
He loved that little guy so much, too.
And he was distraught.
He was.
And didn't go to the gym. He didn't go to the gym for like 2 months. He's like, I didn't have any tunes.
You got to have your tunes.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
So, we don't like to see anybody in the fast lane upset for an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm okay making you cry for a segment.
Yeah.
But after that, we had to pick you up a little bit,
Sure.
dust you off.
Yeah.
So we have put our resources together here. And what we've done here in the fast lane is we've pooled our money together.
Wow.
And Anthony, we would like to present you with a brand new
Holy smokes.
ice blue iPod Shuffle.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully
St.
now-
Louis Blues Boo.
Yeah.
We'll get you back in the gym now, okay, big boy?
You know what? Thank you, guys. I'm gonna show the camera that. You know what? I don't care that we're on air. I'm gonna give hugs. Bring on in for the real deal. Thanks, man.
Couldn't find a teal one, but I think that will do.
It's close
They're
enough.
all sold out.
Thanks, brother.
Get you back in the weight room, man. We know how important it is.
Bring it in for the real deal.
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed that the snake pit hasn't had as many comments about Buff Anthony lately.
Shoulders and traps and
his pipes, So
This is so nice.
We've had a whole bunch more people sign on, Anthony. So give him another look in the camera.
How about that?
Brand new.
Brand new. This is amazing.
Do you have a pair of headphones?
I do.
Okay. 'Cause
Yeah.
we'd also got headphones just in case.
No, listen, I got headphones for this.
Big, huge
Big
one.
I'm landing a plane as I'm working out. Guys, I don't know what to say outside of thank you. This means a lot. This means
Now,
a great deal to
They
me.
tell me
Thank
that
you.
it is compatible with today's technology.
Can somebody show me how to use it then?
I was like writing the owner on like Amazon. I'm like, is it compatible with today's technology?
Download the songs that we already have on there.
Yeah, right. Guys, this means a great deal to me. Thank you so much. You did say you're like, I'm fine. I'm gonna get you one, and you absolutely delivered. I love it. I'm going to cherish this. I'm going to take a picture.
Back in the gym.
Yeah, I'm going to take a picture of it when I'm at the gym and I'm rocking out.
There you go, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
Love it.
Wow. That's amazing. I love you guys.
Somebody said it's preloaded with Dave Matthews. I would have preloaded it full. Not even 1 gigabyte left.
This whole catalog.
Oh, man.
That would have been awesome.
I would have turned it on immediately. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. That's sweet. That's incredible.
There you go, buddy.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Thank you. All right.
This Brokeback Mountain moment.
Yeah, I don't care. Those Cowboys had a lot of love for each other, and so do we here.
Sure did.
Anthony and I almost kissed on that hug.
There was a bro hug.
Yeah.
I missed that.
It would have been
It was
unintentional.
close. But, you know,
close.
things happen, Marsh.
I'm happy
Things
for you,
happen.
man.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so excited.
Listen, we all were a little bit shocked when you told us about the iPod Shuffle. Not gonna lie.
Still don't know what the
I know
hell.
they existed, but
It's like 2006 the last time those things were popular.
Hey,
boy, were they ever.
But they were. But you like what you like. And now you have no excuse, no reason
I'm ready.
to not get to work.
I'm going to ignore the family tonight, and I'm just going to preload music. I may ignore them all weekend to pick out the right
what's the
workout
first song
music.
that's going on the old shuffle?
Well, I'm a huge Alice in Chains fan, so maybe Man in the Box. Load that
good.
one,
Yep.
you know? So, and then from there, who knows? World is my oyster.
You got to put some SZA on there.
I should probably put some SCA on there, yeah.
SCA.
Yeah.
Get you a SZA song.
My recommendation, Anthony, is that you throw back a couple of makers first, and then load a bunch of songs, and then you won't remember the next day. You won't even need shuffle. You won't remember what you put on there.
Jamie loves when I fire down some makers and then get on Twitter.
Oh, it's like an event. I wish I had a notification be like, Anthony's on Twitter.
There was one time where I came in, Jamie looked at me, he's like, you tied a couple back last. You threw a couple back last night, didn't you? I'm like, yeah, how'd you know? It's like random. I'm like, yeah, how'd you know? I saw your Twitter. You were interacting.
Firing back at people.
It's so funny, too, because, like, the whole iPod Shuffle thing, I didn't realize that it was so outdated until I was at the gym. I was over at the MAC. I put it down on, like, the counter. I was like in the locker room, whatever, put it on the bench. I was going to get changed, and the guy goes, I didn't know they had those anymore. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, iPod Shuffle, this thing still work? I go, yeah. And then I came in, and you guys are all saying the same thing. I'm like,
well,
I didn't realize it was so outdated.
You like pulled it out like nonchalant and I'm like, what is that?
It's like a relic.
I thought it was like a vape. Like one of those little vapes that kids have.
Gosh.
I'm like, what is that?
You'd have thought I pulled out like a original, like, I don't know, Atari or something like that.
It's Anthony's jewel.
Yeah. All right. Was that it for What's Trending?
That's it.
That was my favorite What's Trending ever. Thank you, guys. All right. More Freedom Friday next. So if you got topics that you want us to discuss, send them in to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. The Freedom Friday show for February continues next on 101 ESPN. Friday continues here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. Marsh, what do we got for our next topic?
All right, so Albert Pujols is slated to be the manager for the Dominican Republic in the 2026 World Baseball Classic. The 636 wants to know if Oli Marmol's days are numbered as the Cardinals manager.
Okay.
I don't think they're numbered. I honestly feel like, well, I'm looking at this team. They haven't hit the ball well this spring training. However, I don't think they're numbered. I think Oli has an opportunity, and this team has an opportunity to win some games. And if you win games, you keep your job. And he's also under contract for this year and next year. Mm-hmm. Is that correct? So I don't know that it's a foregone conclusion that just because Albert is into the managing thing and we've heard about Yachty potentially, I don't know if it's necessarily means that it's going to be that his job is gone.
I'll say that I agree that Oli has an opportunity to prove that he should be the guy moving forward. Remain the guy moving forward. Mm-hmm. I will say though, and this is both if you're wanting Oli to be fired and you want Albert to be the manager, got some good and bad news for you. Good news is the front office changes next year. Mm-hmm. Bloom, as far as we know, has no ties to Oli. He didn't hire him. He was the incumbent here, so it's not like when Bloom took over, he had any sort of say on who the manager is going to be for the Cardinals. So when Mo walks away a year from now and Bloom takes over and it's Bloom's team, mm-hmm. Will he make a change? More times than not. Maybe it's not right away, but more times than not, when you have a change in the front office, they want to bring in their own people. That doesn't mean, though, and here's the bad part, that doesn't mean that Albert's the guy.
I was going to say, because Bloom doesn't necessarily have ties to Albert
exactly. So if you're hoping, like, I hope Oli gets fired and Albert's the guy. Yeah. Well, Oli might get let go at some point, but that doesn't mean it's a seamless transition to Albert when you're hiring somebody like Bloom that doesn't have ties.
My next question in regard, and I'm not firing Oli, so I don't want people to think I don't think any of us are firing Oli, but if and when, because most managers do get fired at some point, whether it's next year or 15 years from now. Do you see the Cardinals going in the route of another manager without any managerial experience? Because that would be 4 in a row, mm-hmm. hiring managers that had no prior managerial experience before they became the Cardinals manager.
It depends on who's available. Mm-hmm. Let's say Alex Cora becomes available, or Kevin Cash becomes available. Bloom has ties to the Red Sox and the Rays. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that he had some sort of great relationship with either. I have no idea one way or another. But if those two guys are available, they have plenty of experience, and maybe that's Bloom's guy or one of those two guys. If not, Carey, I think the odds are that it'll probably be another inexperienced manager. That's where baseball has been headed now for quite a while. Not just the Cardinals, but baseball is run by these analytic teams in the front office. So you put a manager in place that's going to do what? Follow through with the analytics. Now, I don't think that's necessarily the case with Oli. I don't think he's all analytics, but you hire somebody that's inexperienced. Why? So the front office can, in some part, kind of control their movements, their decision making. Maybe not day to day, maybe not lineups and things like that, but
so I don't know if that's necessarily true, because we've heard Oli say multiple times that he does whatever the hell he wants to do in terms of the not the roster, not bringing in the players that are going to be on the roster, but the lineup, mm-hmm. who's playing where, when they're playing, when he's going to make a substitution, when he's going to pinch hit, when he's going to bring in this player. Like he has said it on multiple occasions, which is why it's still mind-blowing to me that people believe that, he's a puppet. If the man told you he's running his damn show how he sees fit, then blame him if it don't go right. And I respect that. Like if it's a bleep show, look no further.
Right.
Now I can't help who's on the team, but I damn sure can help who's on the field. Right. So, I don't know that there's necessarily a need for, any manager to say, we're going to go solely off this sheet of paper and these analytics, and that's what we're going to live by and die by. Which I think is a dumbass idea to begin with.
I agree, but I wonder, too, though, I'm talking beyond the lineups. Young guys, inexperienced guys, probably not a lot of pushback. Like at one point, Tony La Russa, I mean, there's legendary stories about Tony where he would actually pitch a reliever that he didn't think should be on the team. He's on the team because he doesn't control the roster. Pitches that guy. That guy has a rough outing, and as Tony's walking out to, relieve that pitcher, he's looking up to the front office as he's doing it. Like, this is your guy. Like, veteran manager, gonna have some pushback, around a long time. The younger, inexperienced manager is probably going to go with the flow more. So I'm not talking about necessarily like the lineup and all that. That is Ollie's decision. I'm just talking about working with the front office and whether or not there's going to be a lot of pushback.
I think with this whole Pujols conversation, it could go in different directions. I think the fear is that he's hired by another team, and then all of a sudden he's like one of the best managers in baseball.
Sure.
And you're like, that guy was in your backyard. You could have had him.
He would be phenomenal.
100%. I think the other side of that is, someone texted in from the 314, never make your heroes your manager, quick way to turn from love to hate. I don't necessarily think that would be the case. I don't think it would go from love to hate. But if he did struggle, I wonder what that would look like. It'd be tough to move on if that were to be the case. I think Albert will be an amazing manager. The guy knows so much baseball.
And he knows how to communicate.
100%.
I agree with that statement, though. They say never meet your heroes because, I ever tell you when I met Lawrence Phillips?
Oh, no.
It's a bad day.
Lawrence Phillips was your hero?
I loved Lawrence Phillips growing up. Oh. He's a hell of a running back at Nebraska.
Yeah.
He's no longer with us.
Yeah.
He had some troubled issues,
he
things of that nature. But on the field.
He made Dick Vermeil cry.
Yeah, because he was a great player and just couldn't get his what together.
Right.
He just kind of looked at us like, you guys look like idiots. Kept it moving.
What happened? Tell us the whole story.
There. He was dating one of my friend's sisters.
So where were you in your life?
16.
So you're 16 years old. Yeah. You're in high school, obviously. Yeah. You're a running back. Mm-hmm. And Lawrence Phillips is where?
Here. St. Louis Rams.
He's with the Rams.
Yeah, first-round draft pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get the timeline
right.
We're
sitting there. We're going to meet Lawrence Phillips.
Yeah.
Kind of looked at us like, didn't say a word. Just like, the hell are y'all doing? The hell out of my way, idiots.
Oh, no.
He didn't call us an idiot, but he kind of looked at us like we were idiots.
Oh.
Hey, man.
Damn.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
There was this
fast lane, that guy is what I said in that moment.
In that moment, sure. Yeah. CD, I'm hurt for you.
That's life. It builds calluses and you get stronger.
That's true.
Sometimes you meet your hero and they roll the window up on you, but then years later, you're swinging a softball bat and that guy is coming up to you and rooting you on.
Absolutely.
Sometimes there's that full circle moment.
Very true.
There you go.
Yeah, so
that was another hero as well, Brian Jordan.
Yeah. That was a fun night.
That was a great night.
So Brian Jordan was what Marsh is referring to is Brian Jordan was at the O'Fallon Hoots Home Run Derby this past year, and Rafe from the Rizzuto Show told an epic story about him and his buddy attending a Cardinal game, and then going up to Brian Jordan. They saw him in the parking lot as they were walking out. Saw Brian Jordan talking on his cell phone or car phone. Went up to him after he was done with the call. Rafe and his buddy asked Brian Jordan for an autograph, and Brian Jordan said, "Not today." Rolled up the window. So that story, obviously, that moment stuck with Rafe, and he told that story on air, and then somebody must have heard it that had connections with Brian, because Brian showed up to the O'Fallon Hoots Home Run Derby and went right up to Rafe and said, "I'm so sorry, man." And they had a great moment about it. And Brian Jordan couldn't be a cooler guy. He was great. And I, of course, had to spill my guts about the Falcons, and because he was on the same team with Dion and Scott Case, and I'm like, man, I love that team. I basically told him the whole roster that he was on. But
impressed nonetheless, though.
He was awesome. And then halfway through, when I called timeout, because we had a round, so I go halfway through and I call a timeout, and you guys all came up, and Brian Jordan came up. He's like, "Do it for the Falcons." I'm like, "Yeah, Brian Jordan, let's do this." Anyways, no, I don't know. I don't think as we come full circle, I don't think that Ollie's necessarily a dead man walking, but I do think with not free agency, but with a new front office guy coming in Bloom, no connections, I do think that Ollie's probably got to show his mettle here pretty soon, and I mean quickly.
Got to have a good year.
Freedom Friday continues next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Freedom Friday continues here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 301. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Back to Marsh for our latest topic.
All right, from the 618, how much do you think media narratives actually impact sports leagues, i.e. where a player may be drafted?
Ooh. I think I don't know if it, I think it can impact. And it makes me think about JaVale McGee. Like, this is not when he was getting drafted. No, not Willie's son. His mother played in the WNBA, though. We actually don't know. I don't know.
Did you ask?
But I don't think it's spelled the same. Is it? Maybe. Either way.
How many ways do you spell McGee?
I don't know.
Well, there's McGee, there's McGahee.
Yeah, but this is McGee.
Willis.
Yeah, that's not a relative.
No.
Maybe they changed their name or something.
Where are we?
So we're in Africa.
We might, or Asia. Or
Bordering India, of course.
Yeah, right there.
India's in Asia.
It is. Good job. What was I saying?
I didn't even
Back to JaVale McGee. So there was a point where, the NBA on TNT, they do their Shaq and a Fool. Shaq makes fun of players. And it got to a point where every week JaVale McGee was like, he was making the list. And JaVale McGee had to like, hey, man, you're messing up my money because people that watch your show only think that those 30 seconds, those 20 seconds, those 10, that's me. You're messing up my money. And so it was an issue. Like, so I think that there are times where if you are excited about a player in the media and you speak highly of them, I mean, we've heard plenty of people raise draft stock because of how highly they speak of a player, and the player couldn't play dead in the Western. Like, we've seen it. So I think it does go both ways. I think you can help rise up some stock or lower their stock depending on what you're saying.
Oh, I totally agree. And I'll just use, I'm not going to speak blanket statement of all sports because I don't know enough about the workings of NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball. It's specifically Major League Baseball where they draft 1,000 players every year. I don't know how that works. But when it comes to the NHL, the TSN is a powerful vehicle up in Canada. Sportsnet, a very powerful vehicle. There's a junior hockey player that is leading the league in scoring. They're starting in October promoting this kid, whoever it is, the next one. Here he comes. Oh, this kid reminds me of Connor McDavid. It reminds me of Connor Bedard. All of a sudden, the hype train starts to build up momentum. And so then U.S. college kids now, their universities then they have like PR teams now to counter Sportsnet and TSN up in Canada. So they've got to get their PR on social media. They got to try and get them interviews on NHL Network. It's like, so yes, the media can drive up the stock value of a drafting or a player to be drafted. They can. It's like Shane Wright, who really probably shouldn't be in the NHL. Quite honestly, he's still not good enough, in my opinion. Played for the Seattle Kraken, probably why he's in the NHL. But the media drove that one right up the food chain to get drafted. What did he get drafted, Marshy? First overall? Shane Wright?
I know it was the top few picks.
I think he was first overall, and he couldn't play.
He was terrible?
Not terrible, but he's he's a player. He's not a first overall.
Right.
Isn't that an indictment on the teams, though? I mean, you're not paying attention. You're just going to follow, like, the media.
I don't disagree.
No, and we've talked about this. There are so many people in front offices, on sidelines, on benches. There are people in leagues that don't know anything. Like, they are not good at their job.
Yeah.
They aren't. And it's I'm just being honest. Like, there are people that have no clue. Like, if you can watch a combine and say, yeah, I want that guy, but you can't watch his film and say, yeah, that's not the same player. No, you have to be able to put those two things together. Like, if the player is good on film and they're good at the combine, yeah, that's probably a good player.
So to your point and your point, I forget who said it, but Shane Wright went 4th overall. He was rated to go 1st overall. He dropped to 4th. So somebody must have been doing their homework at the end of the day.
Yeah, you would think that they would have to. The only thing I would say to that, to counter a little bit of what you guys are saying, if there is, let's just take the NFL draft for an example. If there is a report on a player and it's like his stock is rising and here's the whole report, we always have to ask, where is that information coming from? Is it coming from the player's agent? Is it coming from inside a team's building? Hey, I want a quarterback, but I'm behind you four, right? Hey, Shefty, I'm hearing Marsh doesn't like the quarterback, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's a little bit of, there's some gamesmanship that goes on.
I have to fight him at a Starbucks.
Hey, Shefty, the quarterback, his medicals.
One of the other media personnel, they were about to fight him and Schefter. Not Shefty, it was Ian Rappaport.
What?
And Schultz. I can't remember his first
Andrew
name.
Schultz.
Is it Andrew
Schultz?
Oh, no,
Who's
Andrew
going to fight
Schultz.
him?
Comedian.
Those two. Ian Rappaport and Schultz.
Shefty?
No, Shefty wasn't in it. No. But they were...
Who was going to fight? The two media guys?
At
Schultz,
Starbucks?
Andrew Schultz.
Okay,
And
let's
Ian
go
Rappaport.
Schultz.
And
Rappaport?
Rappaport. Yeah.
They were going to square off at Starbucks?
Well, Rappaport wasn't going to square off. I think Schultz kind of approached him about...
Jordan Schultz.
Jordan Schultz.
Okay, we've got to make
Ian
this...
Rappaport.
We got to call Portnoy. This is a rough and rowdy right here.
Hey,
Let's
they
get
were
after it.
Shocked if Ian Rappaport
at the
threw
combine.
down.
Yeah, probably not.
I think Andrew Schultz is that comedian.
That's what. Yeah, I kept saying. You said.
No, I said
Aaron.
You said
Aaron.
Aaron.
I said Andrew.
I'm like, Andrew. Sounds right.
You just went along with whatever.
Yeah. You didn't care at that point.
I knew the last name. I didn't know the first.
You were
In a conversation
just
about
reaching for a boat oar. You didn't care at that point. I'm like, listen, I'll just.
in a conversation about
a plastic one.
not telling the truth.
Yeah, they were not one of them. He felt like Ian Rappaport didn't tell the truth in a story or in a report about it.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
So he
I missed
approached
that.
him.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. Either way, I do think that there are leaks, but these leaks are coming from the actual teams or the agents.
It's hard to tell now.
Right. So you always have to kind of ask, is this the media driving this, or is this because if you're the media, there's plenty of people that just throw crap up against the wall. But those that actually say, sources say, okay, where are your sources coming from?
Right.
You know, Seth Wickersham has done tremendous work for ESPN, and there's like he gets these in-depth pieces where it's like the Patriots. I think he wrote the one where, you know, he had the breakdown of how Bill Belichick wanted to keep Jimmy Garoppolo, but Robert Kraft said no, trade Jimmy and G. Well, he's got to get that information from somewhere, and it's like it's coming from the Patriots. I mean, it's coming from leaks within the Patriots. So you always have to ask who's leaking the information and what do they get out of it?
Well, and today I saw something. It was from Sportsnet 590, The Fan. Jason Bucala was sharing like what type of return Colton Parayko could get, and was linking them to the Winnipeg Jets. And he says, I grossly underestimated how good Colton Parayko is. He's going to cost a ton. And then went into this whole thing about, you know, the Jets would have to give up, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, when has this ever been a conversation?
It's not. It's Canada. It's all, that's the one thing I cannot stand about the Canadian media. They're so full of crap. I mean, they are. And they've got a job to do, and they have to try and stay relevant by creating these little buzzes, the clicks, you know. Like, it used to be something, like, you still have some true insiders. Like Elliot Friedman, Darren Drager, those guys are juiced in pretty good. What's his name? Pierre Lebrun. Yeah. He's juiced in pretty good. But apart from that, everybody else is trying to catch up to those guys, and they just make up crap. Like this Colton Parayko thing is just made up. Doug Armstrong is not shopping Colton Parayko. Do you know why, Anthony?
Because once you lose Colton Parayko, you were trying to find Colton Parayko?
Can you do me a favor? Somebody, Carey, you're good at this. Find another 6'6" right-handed shot defenseman with 14 goals this year in the NHL.
All right, give me a minute.
That skates as fast as Connor McDavid.
Okay.
I'll give you 2 seconds. There is none.
Okay.
Okay? There is
Time
none.
up.
Time up. There is none.
You did it.
Why the hell would you ever trade that? And by the way, if you look up right there on capwages.com, he only makes $6.5 million. Seth Jones right now makes $9.5 million playing for the Chicago Blackhawks. He's bad. Really bad.
Terrible.
He's so bad nobody's going to trade for him unless Chicago eats at least half the salary.
Ouch.
But we're going to trade Colton Parayko to the Winnipeg Jets, mind you, who are in your division. In your division. A rival, some would say. I would say it.
Yes.
Give your frickin' head a shake, buddy.
Mix in a water, buddy.
Ran your head into a side of a pool or something, buddy.
It just drives me crazy. Just like the Brayden Schenn stuff. Like, Brayden Schenn does not want to leave St. Louis. Did you see his dad last night before the game give his speech, the starting lineup?
That's pretty awesome.
He loves being a Blue, loves St. Louis. Does that... If I thought I was going to be traded or I wanted to be traded, my dad would probably know.
Hey, Dad.
And he wouldn't
Dad.
show up.
Shut your mouth.
No, you show up, he'd be like, hey, don't talk about, just keep it to the 1,000 games, you know?
Yeah.
It would have to be an unreal deal. And who knows, that might happen. Somebody might empty the cabinets of all their best things because they want Brayden Schenn, and it might go through. But Colton Parayko, it ain't happening. It just is not happening. Colton Parayko, in my opinion, he should get Norris Trophy votes this year. He should absolutely get Norris Trophy votes. If he doesn't, it's a shame.
As we like to say around here, go fast lane yourself.
Absolutely.
Seriously. Twice on Sunday.
You know, there's some dads that read the lineup card and get the team going, and there's other dads that post videos of their son's quarterback that can't throw footballs to them.
Oh, yeah.
And then they get traded.
That's true. Yeah.
There's two different kinds of dads.
And Odell has never been seen again.
Oh, he was.
He saw him.
Yeah, I've seen him in some videos.
No, it's different. Those are different.
Diddy Island.
What?
Okay. Freedom Friday continues next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's Freedom Friday, which means you get to pick out all of the topics for today, whether you do so via the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646, or the Snake Pit, our YouTube channel. It's up to you how you want to send in your topics, but we'll discuss whatever you want. This is your show today. By the way, we are still going to do our Around the Diamond Cardinals topic. We've been doing this all week, where we choose a Cardinals player to discuss what kind of impact he's going to have this season and beyond. Well, it's Freedom Friday. You get to choose whatever player, whatever Cardinal player you want us to discuss. Why don't you go ahead and send in those selections as well, and we'll eventually pick one and do our Around the Diamond segment too. So what Cardinals player do you want us to discuss today?
We talked about doing something else with a diamondback. Are we gonna do that?
Oh yeah.
We may reveal.
We might
a Diamondback of the Week
award of the week on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think of the week. Because somebody might like Diamondback of the day. Not everybody's a Diamondback every day.
Not every day.
Yeah.
Not every day. Well,
you're not on the text line.
you can only win once.
Oh
though.
God, no.
Huh?
Well, you don't want to win multiple
certain
times.
ones that win every day.
Well, I think
You
I
named
think
the
we
award
can.
after him, like in hockey.
Grandfathered in.
North
There you go.
The Mac Diamondback of the week.
Go ahead, Marsh. What's our latest topic?
This next one comes from the Walrus King. I feel like we haven't heard we haven't heard recently from the Walrus King.
Walrus King will pop into the Snake Pit from time to time.
Yeah.
But he's taking a break from us.
It's good to hear from the Walrus King. If the sports of baseball, football, hockey, or basketball did not exist, what sport do you think you would be most passionate about?
UFC.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't get in. I can't fully get in. I love boxing, and I've never.
Boxing's terrible now, though.
Nah, you got. It's a few boxers that are really, really good.
Yeah, but after that, Carey.
I don't want to watch the other guys.
I know. Me neither.
But UFC, it feels like you know who is going to win. Like John Bone Jones fighting, he's winning.
Well, yeah, but he's the greatest ever.
Yeah, well,
like say, Mike Tyson's winning. Like, come on.
Well, yeah, do you? Because he fought Holyfield and didn't.
I know.
Bit his ear off.
Literally.
He kind of won.
He won that.
He kept both ears.
He walked out of the same way he walked in. That's a win.
So, but what other sport excites you? Like, what are you going to say? Volleyball? Like, volleyball's fine.
I do like boxing. Like you said, it has been watered down because the best fighters don't fight each other anymore.
Or
like
they
did
only
in the
fight
80s.
each other every couple of years.
They don't go against each other. So it's not to the level that it once was in the 80s and even like beginning of the 90s. I love track and field. I mean, Summer Olympics. I don't know if I would watch it every single day.
Think about watching 3 track and field meets a week.
Well, who am I watching, Jamie?
I don't know.
Men or women?
Well, take your pick.
No. Oh, I can
Still,
watch.
after a while, like the 100 meters is the 100 meters.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like, it's exciting because it's the Olympics or like even the World Championships. But I couldn't see myself tuning in 3 days a week to watch anybody run on a track.
Yeah, I could watch track and field. I watched the World Championships.
Contact.
Nah, that's why I got boxing. What about you?
Rugby.
Rugby?
That's not bad.
Really?
It's not a bad one.
You ever watch rugby?
Aussie rules is a little better. The rules are just a little different. Rugby's got the scrums are fine, and no disrespect, they're just slightly different. I find there's a little more violence in the Aussie rules game.
Okay. Now, what did they play in the Olympics this past time?
Rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a couple of, in fact, I was at Mentality, and they had one of the games on, and it was one of the women's matches, and I'm like, holy crap.
Well, there's no mess. Listen, when I'm splitting hairs when I say it, because in Canada, early morning, right before school, TSN would have Aussie rules football on, and it was wild. These guys were like elbowing each other in the face and like forearm smashing.
Yeah.
Rugby is very similar, a little more structured, I would say. And I could be wrong. Somebody who's listening right now who has played both might be able to correct me. I don't claim to be an expert. I have a lot of respect for both of those sports because there's no padding on, and they're animals.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so probably rugby for me.
We have a few people texting in saying lacrosse. I think that would be mine too, just because of how similar it is to the game of
But
hockey.
field lacrosse or box lacrosse?
Ooh, good call. I probably both though. Like I know they're different games. That's like saying it's like hockey and roller hockey. It's like it's similar, but it's different, right? Yeah. The
Box
game is
lacrosse,
played different.
They play that now. They've got the NLS National Lacrosse League, NLL, and they're violent, and they square off and fight like hockey fight style. Except there's no skates, so they're standing there in their shoes,
punching.
Take their helmets off, and they go, and it's just like
I might get the best of both worlds.
There you go.
I would probably do box lacrosse just because I feel like there's less running. You know,
more violence too.
More violence. I think it also says a lot that one sport in particular that wasn't mentioned in that text that also has not been mentioned by either one of us.
Wow.
Is the sport of soccer.
Well, I think that's because that's an obvious one. I thought it was like Tom Brady, where it was just that's the exception. We don't say Tom Brady because of course it's Brady. You know, I thought it was like, of course, beyond football, what else would you watch? You know, Marsh, just kind of a layup.
Well, of course it's football. It would have been in the text. Is it, of course, football?
Oh, yeah. For all of us. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Okay. So, for me, it's like beyond football, of course. Yeah. MD 2020, we'll just move right on. MD 2020 said, with the NFL insiders beefing in Starbucks, have you all ever had altercations or confrontations with insiders or other media members? I'll hang up and listen.
I have not. I have had I got interviewed one time, and I told our PR people, don't ever have them interview me again.
Sorry about that, Carey.
Yeah, it was Anthony.
It was right. Anthony was covering the Steelers.
Yeah.
We were in the locker room 5 minutes
How the hell is he? What is he doing in here?
He thought it was a cooling off period.
Sorry, I thought there was a cooling off period.
Yeah, I
respected you until that point.
It. Other than that, I never had an issue or run in with a particular person, anything that was said, because I genuinely didn't listen. Like, I didn't read anything. I didn't listen to the radio. I didn't watch the news. Like, I was so focused on my job. So if they were saying he's terrible, I wouldn't know.
So what happened with this one person then?
It was the way they kept asking leading questions, like trying to get me to bait me into something, to say something, and I answered it. I literally answered the question 3 times. They asked it 3 different ways, and I answered it, and I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, yeah, you're trying to be professional. I just answered that, but no. And I repeated my answer. And you could tell that they were trying. And I think it was before the Super Bowl or before the AFC. It might have been before the AFC Championship game, playing Baltimore a third time. Like, just needling. And I'm like, Bert, don't ever have it. Don't ever have me talk to them again. Yeah. Because if I were in person, I probably would have grabbed the microphone and hit him over the head with it. Like, don't ask me. I answered that politely 3 times. You're don't keep doing
trying to bait me right now.
I have. Well, one, I've never had any problems with the media. I really haven't. Like, the media has always been very nice to me, and in return, I've always been very respectful, stuck around after games, made sure to answer questions, even tough questions, and I understand that they have a job to do. I've always had a great relationship with the media. There are 2 times, though, that something did happen. We had a guy, and this is a funny story. His name's Ken Campbell. He used to write for the Hockey News.
Well, Soupy.
No,
he's his brother.
No, and a distant relative, possibly not. He was like 30-some years old, and he was wanting to write an inside story of attending an OHL training camp. So he attended training camp as an actual player.
Oh, wow.
Now,
wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of funny.
It's actually, it was kind of fun. He was an average player, like not really good enough to play junior hockey, but we let him come in. And he even played preseason games.
Wow.
So we played a preseason game, went up to Sault Ste. Marie, which is a rival team of ours, and they dressed every knuckle dragger. Like, it was unreal. It's like they didn't get the memo that we had a media guy. So our coach counters, like, okay, we got to put some guys in the lineup. And there were fights like that 9 seconds in USA Canada had nothing on this. Like it was on.
Preseason?
Oh yeah, preseason. Well, kids are trying to make the team.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like, and so Ken Campbell, this guy's skating down the ice and he gets frickin' drilled. I mean, he gets hit And then all hell broke loose. We got to protect this stupid media guy. So we come flying in. There's fights and blood. And Ken Campbell, he's like protecting himself. He doesn't know what's going on. It's the last game he played. He just decided he was going to write the article from afar after that. But,
you know, guys, I've got what I need.
Oh, yeah. So, but what happened in that is I remember him talking to me about this one player we had, Gary Coupal. I've talked about Gary before. Gary was the fighter that in the offseason, his job was bear bait. They'd spray him with female urine.
That's right.
And he would run through the woods, and the males would try to... Oh, yeah. And so then he was bear bait.
What?
Yes.
The hell are we doing in life?
This guy, Carey.
What?
This guy also, I stood there watching him fight a guy outside of a bar, and he says, I'm going to give you 5 punches. And he gave this guy 5 punches and then beat the tar out of him. So Gary Coupal made our team, and there was a lore about him a little bit because he got in a fight with 3 players at one time in a bench-clearing brawl and ended up, like, outlasting them. He was beat to hell, but he outlasted them. They got tired. So he comes to our team, and the year before we had a kid come in that was pretty tough. He didn't fight. Didn't fight once in preseason, nothing. So he got cut. Like, get out of here. Like, we need a fighter.
Yeah.
And so Coop came up to me, because one of the older guys on the team, he goes, how do I make this team? I said, well, I heard you're a pretty tough kid. I said, make sure that you show them how tough you are. If there's an opportunity at any point to show anybody how to do it. And I said, don't just do it like little time.
Yeah.
Like, do it so people remember this for years. And he went out and went psychotic. And but he made the team. But then Ken Campbell interviewed Gary Coupal later on, and Gary Coupal told him, because he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, said, well, Jamie Rivers said the only way I could make the team is if I fight. So in essence, yes, but it wasn't in context the right way.
Right.
So years later, Ken Campbell wrote this article. I was always bothered by it. So I saw Ken Campbell in Toronto up in the press box one time, and I go, hey, I gotta ask you a question. Because he was like trying to reminisce, like, I remember training camp. I go, no, hang on. Why did you write that? He goes, well, what do you mean? I go, you didn't ask me at all about that interaction.
Right.
And it sounded like I told this kid, like, he's got to go fight. And it's not my job to tell him to fight. I said, if he wants to make the team as a fighter, he better fight.
Yeah. Right.
So in context, it was a little bit, Sure. So that was my only, it wasn't really a run-in.
Yeah.
And the other time was on me. I had been traded from the Islanders to the Ottawa Senators, and it was my first game against the Islanders, and I was still hot under the collar from the way things went down with the Islanders. And this one reporter caught me on an off day. Was like, so if the Islanders were Survivor, who'd be the first one voted off the island? I was like, Mike Milbury. They can't stand that guy. And I went just a little too far. And I guess, like, Milbury read the article the next day. He, like, threw his coffee off the wall. The guys on the Islanders were like, man, you got him. Then I scored, too. That game.
Nice.
But I regretted lowering my guard. I should have handled it way better.
Yeah.
And years later, I called Mike Milbury, and I apologized for it. I was like, yeah, I've given this some time. And that was like 5 years later. So I just want to tell you, I just was in a bad spot from the way things went down. I wasn't professional, bottom line. That wasn't. I shouldn't have done that.
Can I go back real quick, because I'm still stuck on the bear bait conversation.
Yeah.
Can we get more details?
got questions.
How in the hell are you bear bait? Like,
So-
I understand, but I don't understand.
So there's bear season up north in Ontario.
Yeah.
And Gary
A lot of
Coupal
bears.
was from Cape Real, Ontario, which is a outskirts of Sudbury. Like, it is a real deal up there. And so his summer job was they would spray him with female urine because it would be mating season.
Yeah.
And then the male bears would smell that and come out. And then they'd go after him because they thought it was a female.
He had to run?
Oh, he'd run, yeah. So there was an awful lot of trust put into the hunters to make sure they got their... Yeah. And I remember him explaining this to me. And I said, hey, Coop, what if... Two things.
What if you fall?
What if they miss the bear? You're done. What if they shoot you by accident?
Oh, man.
He's like, no, they're not supposed to shoot me. They're going to shoot the bear.
Buddy, you're not getting this.
He did it for like 4 years. He's like, good money's great.
You're great? How many other
Nobody's willing to do it.
people did they have in that time?
I don't know. He might have been a pioneer. I don't know.
They invented it. They invented the position for this guy.
He is quite possibly the toughest person I've ever played.
Wow.
Not the best fighter and all that stuff. Like, he's not like going to fight Tony Twist, but he would fight 3 times a game. Every single game he'd fight, and like it was a punch in the face contest. He was only about 5'11", 6 feet, and he was fighting mutants. And it was just all offense all the time. It was he got banned from our league. So this is funny. We had a brawl going on the ice, and the benches used to be like side by side, like right next to each other. And one kid was like, leaning, like looking down at the other, and Coop was on our side of the bench and just went, huh, boom, and hammered the guy in the face on the other bench. Knocked the kid out. He got suspended for that. Then he threw a stick in the crowd. He got banned from the OHL.
Wow.
Then he went on to play in the UHL, or the IHL. He got banned from that league. And then he got banned from the U-Haul, the UHL. You can Google him, Gary Coupel.
Oh, my
He's
goodness.
like the banned in the USA, basically, is what this is. Great guy, though.
That's incredible. All right, why don't we do a very quick Bet the Board next, and we'll get back on track here on a Freedom Friday. Good stories, though. This is the last day of the month. 2 of us have our parlays. One of us is in a massive lead. It's next on 101 ESPN. Get out to Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum this weekend. You got great weather. If you need a new vehicle and you're looking for a tremendous deal, check out the Love at First Drive sales event going on in Herculaneum at Auto Centers. They've got over 700 new and used vehicles. So let's just start there. All in one location. You go out to other dealerships, you may struggle to find what you're looking for. You don't like the selection. That won't happen at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. They also have heavily discounted prices on every vehicle in stock. So we're talking about new Nissans discounted up to $10K off. Sales prices starting under $23K on select models. And here's one of the best parts, too. While other dealerships may overpromise and underdeliver when it comes to financing, at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, they're confident that anyone who walks through the door can drive away in a brand new Nissan. So check out their stock, check out what you want to drive, and have that peace of mind that they're going to finance the vehicle. Speaking of peace of mind, they give you a 30-day return promise on all new Nissans. Within 30 days, if you don't love the vehicle, bring it back. 2025 Nissan models also come with a free lifetime warranty and 3 free oil changes. When you head out to Herculaneum this weekend, tell them Anthony Stalter sent you. They'll love hearing that. They'll hook you up, and check them out online at autocentersnissan.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues pick up their third victory in a row. It's the first time that's happened all season long, and they defeated the Washington Capitals by a final score of 5-2. We'll talk with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 5 o'clock, so stay tuned for that. Coming up next, we have Bet the Board. Jamie is in the lead. Anthony is the only person in this room that can catch him. We'll see if he can do so in the final day of Bet the Board this month. We also have Freedom Friday, so continue sending in your Freedom Friday topics to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
As Andrew Marsh just told you in our Sports Center update, time to play Bet the Board. It's the final day. Jamie with a commanding lead after listening to all of Irv the Monkey's picks in Mexico. Jamie built himself a pretty good lead. What is?
Miss Irv.
Do we have latest standings here, Marsh?
Oh, yeah. So Jamie, unfortunately for him, did not hit yesterday with the Magic +4.
It's tough one, Magic. I tried, you know.
They were up 17 at half. Or
The Magic were up by 17 and a half?
14. Well, Steph Curry hit a 60-foot shot.
Wow.
I was going to go with my original one, which was Kucherov for a power play point. Yeah. He got a goal on the power play. I don't know why I changed my mind to the Magic, but, you know.
Well, it was working
Sometimes
for
you
you.
overthink things.
Yeah. It was working for you all month. So, but Jamie has 13 points.
The Magic. 13 points for Jamie.
Carey has 10 points. However, Carey does not have a parlay left this month. Anthony, you and I are tied at 7. I do not have a parlay for the end of the month. However, you do. Mm-hmm. So you are the only person that can take down Mr. Rivers today.
Okay, good.
I got to stay patient from here on out.
You came out hot.
I did.
You did.
I went to Super Bowl.
You did.
I had a lot of picks.
You did.
I don't think any of them hit. Saquon
I had
over
one like
100.
that. 17 parlay, not one hit. I was like, I quit. All right, so it's up to me.
It's up to you.
All right, I'm going to make this really easy. Tonight, the Leafs play the New York Rangers. The Leafs are -20 on the money line. I'm going to go with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And?
I'm going to go with Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say, there it is.
Austin Matthews going over for half a power play point. That's +205. And Nathan McKinnon, 1 power play point, +130. And Cale Makar, 1 power play point, +170. And that's it. That's all I need.
Makes you have to have like a 10-leg parlay.
I'll give you 11 now.
Nope. I'll tell you my strategy here in a second, but Carey, you're up.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Give me the Boston Celtics on the money line, -116.
Okay.
Versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Marsh, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next. We'll leave you for last.
All right.
I'm going to take the Blues team total this weekend against the LA Kings over 2.5. It's at -150. I like what the offense has been doing lately, so we'll go over 2.5 goals.
All right, so no, I'm not going to go with some 14-leg parlay. I'm going to assume Jamie loses at least one of those. So if he loses at least one of those, I mean, if you hit, great. You're going to win it. You deserve to win anyways. If he misses at least one of those, though, he loses his pick, so he's at 13 points.
Correct.
So I have a 7-teamer. I have 7 points. I assume he loses. 7 + 7. 14.
Yeah.
I don't know. I may not know where India is, but I know a little basic math.
You had your calculator out.
I had the calculator as well.
Yeah,
7 +
wonder what
7.
he took his shoes off for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you want to verify. I had the abacus, too. I don't know. You guys didn't see that.
Smell was? Whoa.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All college basketball.
Oh, God.
All tomorrow.
All games we won't know. He'll just lie to us.
I hit, guys. I hit. I lost all of them.
He's 6 or 7 last time.
He did.
Dude, that's the second time I've done that. All right, I got Penn State plus 4.5. Marsh, don't even worry. I'll send this to the group chat. I got Penn State plus 4.5. I got Butler, Villanova over 143.5. I've got Alabama, Tennessee under 153.5. I'm going to take our Mizzou Tigers minus 2.5. Virginia plus 6.5. Auburn plus minus 4.5. And then Texas Tech plus 3.5. Again, I'll send the group chat so you guys can all play along.
All right.
All righty.
I like it.
Dude, the last one, I think that was when you won. You won the month. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at the scores. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna happen. It was the last pick. It was Michigan State. I was playing that night. I'm like, guys, all I need is Michigan State. They lost outright, and to like USC or somebody. Yeah, no business losing. Anyways,
it's all right, Anthony.
Hey, it's okay.
You're fine.
So Jamie, very likely to win.
Those are pretty solid picks.
Those are pretty solid picks too. You may win on that.
I might, because you got to figure if McKinnon scores a power play goal or McCarr, they probably touched the puck. Matthews power play. I don't know. The big thing tonight, though, what we should keep our eyes on is Ryan Reeves has not dressed in 24 days. Uh-oh. He's dressing tonight.
Oh, boy.
And the reason he's dressing tonight, Craig Berube said, well, you know, that Rempe kid, he's got certain skills that we got to keep track of.
Oh, I would love to see that.
That'd be fun.
So,
be real fun.
Let's see. There was no odds on Rempe versus Reeves.
Gator says Bama, Tennessee under. No, Anthony. Bama put up a 111 last game. Tennessee turns everything into a rock fight. Everything. So.
A rock fight?
Yeah. Defensive struggle.
Offensive struggle.
That's what I say.
It's defensive struggle.
That makes no sense.
You took Bama under?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bama, Tennessee under. Yeah. All right, that was Bet the Board. We continue with Freedom Friday, our last Freedom Friday segment before the Gauntlet, where Ben comes back for round 3. And he'll take on either Jamie or Marsh today. But we do have another Freedom Friday segment coming up. And then we'll do more Freedom Friday topics, of course, after the Gauntlet. But keep sending in those topics. 314-399-9646. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Rise and shine all month long. You be the commander-in-chief. The savings are presidential, and the rates are at an all-time low at HW Kia of West County. Get freedom from interest with 0 down, 0 interest for 72 months, plus $1,000 customer cash. Even low 1.9% for 60 months on all Sorento and Sportage SUVs. And yes, that includes all-wheel drive gas models. Currently stuck in a loan or lease? Big D, the trade man, will get you released. So bring any trade.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Continuing our Freedom Friday with your topics via the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Andrew Marsh, what do you got for us?
All right, let's go to the Air Comfort Service text line from the 816. What is the best free item you have ever received?
Well, today was a pretty good day for me. My boys hooked me up with a new iPod.
There you go.
I got to go with today.
Best free item.
An ice blue look to it.
I don't know about the best free. I mean, I've been places for free. I don't know about like something like a gift.
I guess. Wouldn't it just be a gift?
Yeah, it's
free technically.
I don't know. I that's a tough question.
Marsh, your Vikings helmet?
Yeah, that's got to be up there. You would think, right?
I would think too.
I got some free Cardinal tickets. Then the game got rained out. Got a free puzzle that got stolen.
It's supposed to be positive, Marshy. You're going down.
No, I know. I'm just,
down a dark road.
Just saying.
Didn't start down that dark road.
No,
it started with joy, glee, excitement.
I did get that free Vikings helmet. Then I wore it. Team looked like trash that day.
Oof.
Oh, that's tough.
But you didn't have the cul-de-sac look going on because of that.
That's true.
Yeah, it didn't.
It's true.
It didn't. I'm trying to think of free. It's tough. It
is.
When we, as pro athletes, there are certain things that happen, but it's not like you're just given for free. They just don't charge you.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, but like if it's like a concert tickets or something like that, like some big shows coming to town, you talk to the PR guy, all of a sudden, you got
some. Yeah.
So it's tough. I mean, I guess the best thing I ever did that was for free, that cost me $0, was we had practice one day in Detroit, and after practice, Chris Chelios and Brett Hall asked me, well, what are you doing the rest of the day? Or what are we doing? Yeah, it was a Sunday. What are you doing the rest of the day? And I was like, oh, nothing really. He said, well, you want to come with us? We're taking a jet up to Green Bay. We're going to go watch Brett Favre play football.
Yeah.
And so I said, yes, please. We went and got some heavy coats and whatnot, and we flew up to Green Bay, and we're in a suite with Hank Williams Jr., with these guys, and then I got to see Brett Favre after the game, so that was kind of cool. I didn't pay a dime for it, so I guess it was free.
Yeah.
I think experiences are kind of cool.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. That was kind of like an eye-opening.
I got to. I've done some pretty cool things. I got to hang with Snoop Dogg he had like a suite at the hotel. We had a party. He was having a concert, and I was up there just chilling. I was like, this is pretty damn
wild.
cool.
How was Snoop that night?
Snoop was cool. How was he?
High as a kite?
I mean, why wouldn't he be? You think he wasn't when he was? I got to go on stage. T.I. was like one of the best, hottest rappers of the era, and I was on stage with him for an entire concert. That was probably the most surreal moment, because as an athlete, I think all athletes want to be rock stars. All rock stars want to be athletes.
Yes, for sure.
To be on a stage in front of a sold-out arena, and you're like, hey, literally you're doing everything this man says. Put your hands up. They put their hands up. Put them down. Wave them side. It's like, this is amazing. That was a free experience.
Another free experience for me was, remember, we had Anthony Hargrove on the show a long time ago.
Yeah.
Rams defensive end, and Steven Jackson lived right down the street from me too. Great, both unbelievable dudes. But I remember Anthony in particular says, "Hey man, what are you doing tomorrow night or tonight?" I forget what. I'm like, I don't know, nothing really. He's like, well, we're gonna go to a party or whatever. Just why don't you come with us? I'm like, okay, why not? A bunch of football dudes. Let's go hang out. Well, up rolls the Pimp Juice bus from Nelly.
Oh, yeah.
And so we get on the Pimp Juice bus. Meanwhile, I'm the only white guy on the bus, which is fine. I don't care. We're having a great time. Mm-hmm. And so we went out to Nelly's place.
Ordered a pizza.
When he had his place in Lake St. Louis.
Uh-huh.
So we went out there and had a party at Nelly's house and hung out with Nelly for a little bit, and all these big football players, they're probably, who is that guy? Who invited that guy? I ended up not being the only guy at the party that was white, though.
That's good.
Yeah.
It is funny hearing you guys talk about like being with just like random celebrities. Like one time I went fishing with Mark Cuban and Chris Daughtry and Jeff Probst and Super Chef Bobby Flay.
Right.
We went on the Bonito run.
It was kind of cool. And then you notice that both of them are like, yeah, it was cool. It was a cool day. Like, what? Come on, man.
It happens. I've told you about the greatest dinner I've ever had.
You have.
That was in Chicago, and that was Eddie Vedder, John Cusack, Kid Rock, Hank Williams Jr., Chris Chelios, Brett Hull, Steve Eiserman.
Yeah, that was.
It was at Gibson Steakhouse in Chicago. That was like my moment where I sat back at one point. I had a little bit of a buzz on anyways. And I sat back and I looked around the table. I'm like, no freaking way. Like, how am I
I'm here.
How am I sitting at this table right now?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Marsh, you have one more topic?
Yeah, from the 636. If you could own any non-Major 4 professional sports team, what would it be? Here's an example. The O'Fallon Hoots, the Battle Hawks, the Missouri River Otters, professional lacrosse. What would be your team?
It would be the St. Louis Battlehawks, and I would appoint myself offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
How else am I going to do it?
For me, it would be City SC. By far, not even close.
That's probably a good one.
Because if I own a team, it's because I'm a businessman, right? And the City SC is the only one out of those ones that you mentioned that I'm sure are making money.
Yeah, I would say so.
So that'd be my call.
I'd probably own a car in NASCAR.
That's cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. That would be real cool.
Yeah, those are really expensive.
Yeah, I got a lot of money, Jamie. Don't you worry about it. You can come down anytime.
Okay.
You're welcome.
They get a pit pass?
Anytime.
Yes.
Yep.
There you go.
Or a horse, too. Own a horse, have them racing like the Kentucky Derby. You could do that. You could own like the St. Charles Chill.
Yeah.
You could be an owner of anything.
Make no money.
You would have to own, Marsh, I could see owning a stable.
A stable.
Yeah, because once you run the horse, a couple of times there, then that's it.
Not a lot there.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You have to have a stable.
They're like 3-year-old colts. That's it.
Well, the Colts have been around for a while, Anthony. They've even switched cities.
They started in Baltimore.
They left overnight, Anthony.
Nobody saw it
The
coming.
midnight move.
Yeah.
I can see the confusion. No, what I'm talking about is actual horses, the colts. You can only race them at 3. They're 3-year-old.
No, you can race them at 2, 1. It depends on the time of day, but you can certainly.
3 p.m., 2 p.m.
Yeah.
It depends on when the race
it.
starts.
I can see the confusion. 3-year-olds, so they got to be 3 years old
Or older.
They cannot be older to race in the Kentucky Derby.
Well, that's only the Kentucky Derby. It's one race.
It's races all over the world.
Well, he wants to race horses.
I'm just saying, this is one of the races.
Is he going to be a jockey racing horses?
Well,
or
I think
He's way too tall.
Yeah.
Way too big for that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it was a bigger horse, though.
Like,
right?
wait,
What do you want to run?
probably
You want to run a
run fast.
Clydesdale in the Derby?
I don't think the Clydesdale's going to
Just
beat
have it run over all the
Secretariat.
other
What are you
horses.
talking about? I just saw him in a commercial run all the way across the United States to
did.
deliver that beer.
Yeah, it wasn't all that
Okay.
fast though.
Right.
Well, it was about a minute. He did it in a minute.
He did.
Less than a
It
minute,
was 60
probably.
seconds.
But that was like the Tom Brady.
Gone in
of
60 seconds.
Clydesdales.
Clydesdales. Yeah.
So he's
quick
grandfathered
hoofs.
into the. Gotcha.
Anthony would want to own the India national cricket team. I'd probably move him to Africa. Just so I would be right. You know?
We're still going to call Team India, though.
Why are you moving our... Don't worry about it. I was in Paris in a trivia once. This is happening. All right, speaking of said trivia, we have the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN. Well, you probably heard our picks earlier today in Bet the Board. How about you play underdog fantasy, though? So, Jamie, my guy, had a whole list of players that he liked. He could go to underdog fantasy and play higher or lower on certain players' stats. You could look at the Blues game tomorrow against the Kings and stick with that one game if you got a hunch whether or not a player's going to rack up an assist or goal and go higher or lower on those assists or goals. Maybe you look at a couple of different sports. Maybe you like a NBA player tonight and then group that pick with a couple of NHL picks tomorrow night. However you want to play underdog fantasy, it's up to you. It's in Missouri now. Great news. Underdog's available to play in our state here. And if you want to win 1,000 times your money, you could do it with Underdog. In fact, you could play for as little as $1. And if you get everything right, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. And millions have already won, billions making plays on Underdog. It's that easy. So if you're the person that's always like, I've got a hunch on this player, I've got a hunch on this player, great. Play at Underdog Fantasy. You can win a bunch of money while doing so. Just download the Underdog app, sign up using my promo code Anthony to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code Anthony. Claim your special offer today and get up to 1,000 times in bonus cash instantly upon first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or www.ncbgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Four warriors, four categories, one challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
403, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to our phone lines where we got Ben on the line again. Third straight show, third straight day. Ben is with us because he knocked off me and Carey already in the gauntlet. What's up, Ben?
All right, how's it going?
Doing okay, man. Get a little... What's that? Sorry, your phone cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, Jamie, welcome back.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Are you going with Jamie today?
No. Not going with Jamie today. I'm going with Mr. Marsh.
Oh, okay. All right. So Andrew Marsh is up.
System here.
Yeah, well,
It feels like
he's been very efficient. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to knock Ben on his choice here. All right, Ben, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel, then we'll kick him out.
All right. Spin that wheel.
All right, wheel has been spun. Marsh is going to get out of here, and then we'll find out what category you get. Now, you've been very good in random thus far. And was yesterday random too, or was yesterday hockey? Yesterday's hockey.
Well, this could be interesting. Ben, when you're picking Marshy, what category would you not want against Marshy?
Random.
Okay. Well, you got hockey, Ben. So it's a good thing you didn't pick me today. But you got Marshy, who's right there.
He's pretty, he's really good,
Marshy's
too.
really good, too.
I was going to say he's pretty good. Oh, I may have met my demise today.
Well, here's the good thing.
And you're a really nice guy, though, too.
There it is.
That's the key.
Here's the thing, Ben. If you win today, you win, and you have an opportunity to win yourself a Gauntlet trophy on Monday.
I'm very aware. Very aware.
But it would also mean that you're a piece of crap. Because Marsh only beats nice guys. That's it.
That's right. You know what my dad would say? My dad would say, I've been called worse by better people.
That is great.
That's
great. So true.
Boy, I'm using that. All right, Ben, here we go. Let's get down to business here. 4 hockey questions. All of them are worth 2 points apiece unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Ready.
Here we go. Chris Pronger was drafted 2nd overall in the 1993 draft by which team?
Some say it's the strongest draft in NHL history.
Oh, I should know this. For some reason, I want to say Calgary, but I don't know. Options, please.
St. Louis Blues, Edmonton Oilers, Hartford Whalers.
Well, he was traded. Who they Edmonton. Final answer.
Edmonton, final answer, you said?
Yeah, final answer. Edmonton.
All right, Ben, question 2. After the game in Washington, Colton Parayko now has 11 goals at 5-on-5 this season. He is tied with which other player for the most goals amongst defensemen at 5-on-5 in the NHL this season? So what other defenseman in the NHL is he tied with?
Well, McCarr would be the obvious answer. I'll go with the obvious. I don't even know if that's an option. Shooters gotta shoot. McCarr.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, thank you.
Question number 3. The NHL Stadium Series is in Columbus on March 1st this year. It features the Columbus Blue Jackets hosting which team?
Just the commercial for this. Yeah. Hopefully I know it when I see it. Options, please.
Is it the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Pittsburgh Penguins, or the Detroit Red Wings?
That didn't help. Red Wings, final answer.
All right, Ben, hang with me here. This is a longer question. After the game in Washington, Robert Thomas extended his assist streak to 8 games, tied for the 4th longest assist streak in Blues history. Who has the longest assist streak in team history, recording an assist in 12 straight games?
Options, please.
Adam Oates, Pierre Turgeon, or Craig Janney?
I'll say Adam Oates, final answer.
All right. Let's signal Marsh to come back in. Ben, how you feeling?
Not great at all.
Okay. I can hear it in your voice, Ben.
Yeah.
I can hear it in your voice. All right, Marsh, come back from the cone of silence. Heading up to the mic here. Marsh, how was the cone of silence?
Oh, it was good. Just hanging out with Mike Ryder.
Good. It's always
we
a
didn't
good
listen
day.
to any music, though. No music.
No, I didn't.
No, he was on a phone call. He's busy. He's a busy guy.
He's a very busy guy, yeah. All right.
It's been a little crabby today, too, just saying.
I don't think he's listening to...
He's listening. He's always listening.
He's looking at us.
He's like your iPhone. He's always listening.
He just gave you the free bird.
He did.
All right, Marsh. Hey,
What?
You ready?
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Your category today is hockey.
Okay.
Pack a lunch.
Question 1. Chris Pronger was drafted 2nd overall in the 1993 draft by which team?
Some say strongest draft in NHL history.
James
Okay.
added that.
He
Should've
was
been on there.
drafted, I believe, by the Hartford Whalers. Final answer.
All right, question 2. After the game in Washington, Colton Parayko now has 11 goals at 5-on-5 this season. He is tied with which other player for the most goals amongst defensemen at 5-on-5 in the NHL?
I'll go with Zach Werenski. Final answer.
Question
Sure.
number 3. Okay. Question number 3. The NHL Stadium Series is in Columbus on March 1st this year. It features the Columbus Blue Jackets hosting which team?
That would be the Detroit Red Wings. Final answer. They just released their jerseys for that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I actually don't mind Detroit's jerseys.
Okay.
Go check it out.
Let's check that out. Yep.
Final question, Marsh. After the game in Washington, Robert Thomas extended his assist streak to 8 games, tied for the 4th longest assist streak in Blues history. Who has the longest assist streak in team history, recording an assist in 12 straight games?
First thing that comes to mind is Adam Oates. I feel like that'd be kind of obvious, though. Let's take the options.
Adam Oates, Pierre Turgeon, or Craig Janney?
You know what? Someone on the text line today, I feel confident about my other answers. Someone on the text line today, in reference to your iPod Shuffle, brought up the name Pierre Turgeon. And because of that, I'm going to go ahead and go with number 77. Final answer.
Why would Pierre Turgeon be compared to the iPod?
Well, I think it's because he used to play like a long time ago, and also the iPod Shuffle was popular a long time ago.
Still worked.
Yeah, I'm sure
until it was stolen from me, like your puzzle.
For sure. And now you know how it feels.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Yeah, you're right, Marshy. I like Detroit. Not quite sure about Columbus.
All right.
Just a big cannon on the front. Not, I don't know. Not very creative. Looks like clip art to me.
Don't like those cannons, huh?
Oh, I love the cannons. Just this one here is kind of boring.
Got it. All right, so here's what's at stake. Ben is in the 3rd leg of the Gauntlet. He also gets to discover whether or not he's a good guy or not, because Marsh only defeats good guys. Chris Pronger was drafted 2nd overall in the 1993 draft by which team? Ben took the options. You said the Edmonton Oilers. Marsh, without the options, you said the Hartford Whalers. Correct answer is?
Well, the Carolina Hurricanes were the Carolina Whalers the other night. Hartford Whalers, the answer.
Marsh did not need the options. He's up 2-0 on Ben. After the game in Washington, Colton Parayko now has 11 goals at 5-on-5 this season. He is tied with which other player for the most goals amongst defensemen at 5-on-5 in the NHL this season? Ben, without the options, took Cale Makar. Marsh, without the options, said Zach Werenski. Werenski.
It's easy for you to say.
Bless you. Correct answer is
Zach Werenski.
Nice job. Marsh did not need the options on that one. 4-0. The NHL Stadium Series is in Columbus on March 1st this year. It features the Columbus Blue Jackets hosting which team? Ben, you said the Detroit Red Wings. Marsh, you said the Detroit Red Wings. Correct answer is
Detroit Red Wings.
But Marsh did not need the options. Marsh now up 6-1. After the game in Washington, Robert Thomas extended his assist streak to 8 games, tied for the 4th longest assist streak in Blues history. Who has the longest assist streak in team history, recording an assist in 12 straight games? Ben, you said Adam Oates. Marsh, you said the listener texted Pierre Turgeon. iPod Shuffle. You went with Turgeon.
Yeah.
Correct answer is?
Yes, Pierre Turgeon.
Yeah, Pierre Turgeon.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Ben, you must be a tremendous guy. A tremendous guy.
This is not how I wanted my weekend to start.
Sorry, Ben.
Ben, the good news is, you embarrassed CD and I.
Yep.
I embarrassed myself, and then you also embarrassed me in the Gauntlet. But today, unfortunately, you ran into a buzzsaw. I'm sorry.
I sure did. Hey, I appreciate it, guys. And one more thing. I know you guys are big into St. Louis, and you have a big fan following up there. But down here in Bonne Terre, Missouri, or as I like to call it, God's country, you've got a big fan following down here. So we appreciate it. You guys keep up the great work. And thanks for everything you guys do.
Dude, Ben, thank you so much. That means a lot. That means a great deal to us.
Shout out to everybody in Bonne Terre.
Yeah, absolutely.
God's country, baby.
God's country. That's right. Ben, thank you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing.
Okay, thanks, guys. Take care.
You too.
Marsh.
What Marsh? Yeah, you had to embarrass him. He's a great guy.
I didn't
take Ben behind the wheel. 7-1.
All of Bonne Terre was listening.
All of it.
I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? I will blame the text line for the Pierre Turgeon question.
7-1? Yeah, embarrass him like that? Was family listening?
Come on, don't be throwing this at me.
Bonne Terre, too?
Yeah.
Don't be throwing this in my face. They know the drill.
Boy, I know nobody's safe, but for one day on a Freedom Friday.
I'm not going to mail it in like you did.
Marshy did mail it in. The moment you said random, he's like,
I literally collected my things. I'm like, all right. I did. I stopped listening.
Goodness gracious.
That cost me. All right. Marsh wins today against Ben, one of the greatest human beings we've ever had on these airwaves. Man. All right. Let's do our Redbird series here. I forget what it's called.
Around the diamond.
You don't have a sheet.
I don't have a sheet today.
There is no sheet.
It's right in front of me. I was looking for one earlier. I was like, where's my sheet? Oh, I don't know.
You don't look at it anyway.
We try to write down. We're trying to write something down.
I'm looking for my sheet. You're full of sheet on that one, okay?
All right, we're going to do the Around the Diamond. We got Masyn Winn. That's who you chose today. Since it's a Freedom Friday, we gave you an opportunity to choose, and you did. You chose Masyn Winn, so we'll talk about him next on 101 ESPN. Listeners often call me Ranthony when I'm ranting about something. Well, let me tell you about a company that, I won't say the name, but it was the wrong remodeling company that my wife Chris and I went with when it comes to laying our floors down. I would love to shout out the name here so that you can avoid them, but I won't do that. I'm not going to get into that. But this company came in. They did an okay job laying the floors, but then we started realizing that they weren't done right. There was issues. There was marks on our door. They jacked up a door frame. Some of the pieces weren't installed right. Nails started to come up, years later. Awful job, right? Well, we actually had them out to say, hey, listen, can you look at some of this stuff? And they did. While they did come back out, they never came back to redo the issues, even though they promised. Don't go with the wrong remodeling company. Go with Mosby Building Arts. We hired Mosby Building Arts after going through a process of, hey, we're having different people out to look at some doors that were causing issues in the basement. And Mosby came out and they explained what the actual issue was. And we rolled with Mosby because they've got honest pricing. It's all up front here. This is what it's going to cost you. There's no hidden fees or things like that. Or, you go with somebody else and some company comes in and they're like, well, we have to add. This is actually going to cost you another $5,000, $7,000, whatever. It's ridiculous. Mosby doesn't do that. Honest pricing up front, high quality work. The designers have great taste. So if you are going to design a bathroom, a kitchen, a basement, they got you covered there. They'll find something that fits what you want. They treat your home with respect. They cleaned up ours after they were done each day. A smooth, stress-free process from design to completion. That's Mosby Building Arts. We've all had bad remodels done. Why don't you go with the right remodeling company? Give them a call, 314-909-1800. You can also visit callmosby.com to schedule your free consultation today and see the difference for yourself. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
Around the Diamond with your St. Louis Cardinals.
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. We're going to go around the diamond. Masyn Winn was the choice today, selected by our listeners on Freedom Friday.
Yeah, whatever.
Jamie, do you want to share with the class what's bothering you?
Why? What happened? Don't tell you.
That's part of the problem. Don't tell them what to do. It's Freedom Friday, too.
That's right.
He said, Freedom Friday.
If you told what to do. Don't tell me.
Grumpy old man.
Don't tell me we're talking about Masyn Winn. It's Freedom Friday. We'll pick whoever the hell we want, okay?
All right. Masyn Winn, what is your biggest question mark surrounding Masyn Winn?
Can you do it again?
Yeah.
It took the words right out of my mouth.
Yep.
I mean, that's my main thing. He's got all the talent. He a great fielding shortstop, a rocket for an arm, good speed on the bags. I thought he overachieved at the plate last year from an offensive standpoint. That's why I have question marks. He wasn't supposed to do what he did offensively. He was supposed to be batting 8th or 9th.
Yeah.
He's not going to hurt you.
Whatever you get offensively.
Right. Fine. He was batting leadoff. Well, mostly because he's a shortstop, but still.
That's the only reason.
And as you know,
all shortstops
have to bat leadoff, at least in Jamie's head.
It's a smart way of doing it.
It used to be center field.
He was
like when we were kids, it used to be center field.
Not in Canada.
Not in Canada, shortstop.
He was adamant that day. I'm like,
I got so confused.
How can he be leadoff? He's not the shortstop.
Not the shortstop.
Carey and I were like,
I don't know, guys. I can't explain what goes on inside my head sometimes.
Hey, I feel you.
I know, India. What are you laughing at? I remember 2 minutes ago.
This is true. Barely here.
Who are we talking about?
Exactly.
Masyn Winn. Yeah.
That's my main thing. Can he do it again? And that sounds like the ultimate pessimist, but he's only been 1 year in the majors, so.
No, that is the question.
That was my question, too.
Yeah. Last year, 18 home runs, 17 stolen bases. Well, no, that was 105 games at AAA in Memphis. And then he wound up having an outstanding offensive year last year, like Jamie
way exceeded
illustrated.
expectations.
Yeah. Yep. So what impact can this player bring to the team? Well, I think that the sky's the limit for Masyn Winn. I think this is the next face of your franchise. If it's not Jordan Walker, it's Masyn Winn. And Masyn Winn's already off to a red-hot start. You know, this is somebody that defensively is going to be one of the best young shortstops in the game. The speed is there. I hope they allow him to run even more this season. The offensive development a year ago allows for a player, as Jamie, you noted, that could be even better, a better all-around player than what we all thought he was going to be coming out of AAA. So I think sky's the limit. I think this is somebody that's going to be the face of the franchise moving forward.
I'm excited to watch him play. I mean, we talked about his arm. We talked about all of the things that, we expected to see when he came up, and we saw a lot of that last year. And probably to Jamie's point, it was progressed more than what we thought it would be in his first full season as a starter. He played 150 games. He did a fantastic job, and I'm just looking forward to seeing him take that next step to where, he was a Gold Glove finalist. I want to see him win a Gold Glove. I want to see him playing an All-Star game. I want what I do want to see more of. I want to see more speed on the bases. I want to see more stolen bases because we know he has that in him. I want the Cardinals to be exciting in that way. Get on base, go steal, go be at third base before we get anybody out. Like, be more exciting. And I think he can be the one of those players that lead the charge in that area.
Is he the only guy that's exciting right now in the Cardinals? And I'm not knocking any other player. I'm talking about like from a pure excitement standpoint.
Victor Scott is.
Yeah, Victor Scott.
That's a good one.
I think Wilson Contreras.
Yeah.
I think he's exciting. He's got the ability to
go. The whole team, guys?
No. Excited. Brendan Donovan's always exciting. Like I look at guys
I
and
get
I like.
excited with Brendan Donovan.
What?
It's like I know what to expect, but I'm not excited. Like, I gotta catch this Brendan Donovan at bat. Oh, he's on first. I gotta watch him play us.
Carey doesn't like hard workers, apparently.
No, I love hard workers, but I ain't excited about guys doing their damn job, Jamie.
At least he's doing his damn job.
Well, I get excited about guys that I can see some that I haven't seen. Like, I think Masyn Winn, you're not going to see somebody throw a rocket over there like that. You gonna
we
see
already
that from
covered
Brendan
that.
Donovan?
We already said Masyn.
I'm sorry that I cut you off.
No, you didn't. You just reiterated what we've already talked about.
I'm sorry that I cut you off, but he was thinking the same damn thing. He didn't say it. You said Brendan Donovan. He was like, what the hell is he talking about?
I like Brendan Donovan a lot.
You're not
really
excited to watch him.
I am.
It's like,
I like him running with helmet falls off every time.
The locks flowing.
I want to put a chin strap on his helmet so bad.
Nah, you should do that. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, so
Screw you then.
Mason
Fine.
Winn, Victor Scott.
No.
Wilson
don't get Victor
Contreras.
Scott. You don't get him.
I can't get Victor. Nah,
If I don't get Victor Scott, I'm not excited to watch anything about Victor Scott. Not one thing.
You're so damn stubborn.
Hey, Carey, you gotta appreciate
I hope he
it.
doesn't make the team.
You gotta appreciate it. It's the spite. The spite is coming out right now, and you gotta love it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Ryan checked in from the Snake Pit. He says, "See these blanks on Donovan, but excited for Scott, a center fielder, to drop the ball like he did last
CD.
year.
I think that's what he said.
See these
CD poops on Donovan, but excited for Scott.
Oh.
I bet it's a voice text.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
See these.
CD.
Oh, CD.
Yeah,
You're right.
clarification. There we go. Thank you, Ryan.
CD blanks
And you know
on
what?
Donnie.
I agree with you, Ryan.
Yeah.
But excited for Scott, a center fielder, to drop the ball like he did last year.
Ooh, how many times did you drop a ball last year?
Couple.
At least once. And Ryan remembered. Okay?
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. He's driving. That's why he's doing the voice to text thing.
Well, don't drive and text.
No, he's probably doing the voice to text.
We
That's
know
why
what
it came out, see these.
Anthony had no clue what you were talking about, but Jamie and I figured it out.
Honestly, I'm impressed.
Of all people, we figured it out.
I'm really impressed. I thought I was actually going to call somebody.
See these.
Right effects.
Yeah.
Well played,
Drain
Trey.
effects. Nice. All right. Well, yeah, we continue Freedom Friday next. So continue to send in your topics via the Air Cargo Service text line 314-399-9646. Again, more Freedom Friday next.
If you love sports betting, quit wasting your time on some of those other apps. Download Circa Sports Illinois. They're the best in the business. They got the best odds, too. And we did have Derek Stevens, the owner of Circa Las Vegas and Circa Sports Illinois, the app, on here talking about how he purposely downloads other apps, looking to see the odds they have. And Circa Sports always has better odds, which means better payouts for you as well. They've got great lines on for all of their futures bets. They've got the player props, the game parlays, so many different ways for you to interact with the sports world every single day. They also have tight money line splits, so you know that you're getting the best odds out of any other app. They don't need any promos either. The promos for them is in the price and, of course, the payout. That's what matters. They've got high betting limits and exceptional customer service, and you get a human to talk to, not a robot or some AI thing like that. No. It's user-friendly, too. I can tell you that. You download it from their website or visit the App Store, and it's really simple to get through it, to find your bets, to find your props, and all that stuff. Lots of fun. So please don't miss out on the action. Download Circa Sports Illinois today, bet like a pro, and enjoy all of the excitement. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues with a 5-2 victory over the Washington Capitals last night. They pick up their third straight win. That is the first time that has happened this season. The Blues look for 4 straight wins as they take on the LA Kings tomorrow. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 5 o'clock. But coming up next, more of your Freedom Friday topics right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Continue with our Freedom Friday topics via the Air Comfort Service text line or the Snake Pit with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here is Andrew Marsh.
Guys, did you ever play the game Would You Rather growing up?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you did, Jamie.
What's that mean?
We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it again.
Okay.
Would you rather have a very average athletic career with 2 championships or a great athletic career and no championships?
By great, how do you mean? How long are we talking? What's the time difference? What's average versus great?
I mean, Dan Marino had a great career.
Yeah,
no
give me Dan
championships.
Marino.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley had a great career. No championships. Like, I'm assuming great would be
Eli
that,
Manning,
right?
very average, 2 championships.
Yeah, good call.
I would take Eli in that case.
That's what I'm saying.
You take Joe Flacco because you think he's a Hall of Famer.
He is. Somewhere.
You take Joe Flacco over Dan Marino? His career?
No.
No. But there's only 1 championship.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Joe Flacco, in all seriousness.
Okay. I got one for you. You take Terry Bradshaw over Dan Marino.
Well, of course I would.
4 championships.
Yeah. Why would you not? Look at what Terry Bradshaw's doing now for the last.
We don't know what Dan is doing. Dan was in a movie.
Yeah. I think that if you had an average. Now, Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw's a Hall of Famer, too, Gary.
He is.
So that's kind of a silly one. But
damn, thanks. Oh man,
Marcy said average career.
Wow. You're right.
He didn't say
damn.
Hall of Fame. I said silly.
That was like the one day when I'm like,
I didn't say stupid.
Oh, Jamie, and you go, stop. I know what you're gonna say, but stop. I'm gonna compliment you.
Whatever. All right, so. Average career, 2 championships. Could probably parlay that into something pretty good after the career's over. Just because you have 2 championships.
I agree.
The star player could probably do the same thing, but has no desire to do it. Probably made their money. Mm-hmm. So I'll be average with 2 championships, and I'll roll the dice on continuing to make money after that.
Does it matter the position you played? Because obviously quarterback.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm anticipating it's a skill position.
Well, yeah, I'm saying if you're the quarterback versus the
left tackle.
Yeah, or the starting D tackle, well, backup D tackle. But you got 2 championships.
Yeah.
But you had a good career.
I would want to play. Like, I would want to.
You would want the great career.
Yeah, in that situation, as opposed to like.
In that situation, yeah. But if I was, let's say, Trent Dilfer, Joe Flacco, still like Dan Orlovsky. He never won a championship, but had he won a championship, that's I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Like, let's say you're the blocking tight end on a
Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah, and you got 2 championships. Like, obviously you don't want to part with those championships or a great career with no titles. Yeah, I'll take the great career with no titles.
I think the position matters.
All we're thinking about is money at this point, right? because if money had nothing to do with it, you'd want the championships.
Yeah.
But because you're a great player and you have a long career, you're thinking, I didn't get a championship, but I got $55 million in the bank.
Yeah.
So but that's why I say it matters the position, because as a quarterback, obviously you're the face of the franchise, regardless of winning, losing. Like, that's who you are. But if you're like, I'm trying to think of a tight end, but Antonio Gates and I don't know, Parham. What's his name? Donald Parham for the Rams?
Yeah.
Like, he's had a pretty good career. I think he won the championship. I think he was on that team.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying?
What you just said, I now want the great career.
There you
I think
go.
I was on that team. Yeah, I was. I have a championship. Nobody remembers.
I guess I'm thinking of more mainstream average careers, not Mr. Obscurity, like the guy that's barely, like, nobody knows who the hell he is. I'm talking about someone in a popular position that's just league average as a player, but plays, 6, 7, 8 years, 2 championships, like,
important to the team.
Yeah. You're not going to, he's not going to win you the game.
He's not going to lose it.
But not going to lose you the game.
I'm sure there's a Patriot that.
There's a bunch of them.
Well, there is. I mean, the Danny Amendola, like, what was he? Like, really? What's the other guy? Wes Welker? Like, they were fine, but they weren't like stars.
Yeah.
They're stars because Brady passed them the football.
Yeah, and he passed Welker the ball pretty good the one time.
He did. And they won some championships.
Brady
so it's like,
caught it off of the ground.
Yeah, he didn't,
really
though.
Close. It was
ticked off Giselle. That's why they're not together anymore.
That one, yeah.
Because of Wes Welker.
I don't think it was
Maybe it was her trainer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Maybe Brady didn't care either.
He probably was like,
maybe it's like, hey, hired you a great trainer. He's like, hey, I don't care.
Do you think?
I don't care.
Trainer.
Get her away from me. I have football to play.
You
don't think he would have said that?
I think
he's a stone cold.
Honestly, I think you just described what happened.
Do you guys want another?
She was like, I'll show you. And he's like, okay, bye.
Okay, whatever.
Do you want another Would You Rather?
Yes.
We got one
fun.
from the 636. Would you rather have to take 4-inch steps the rest of your life or take only small bites equivalent to a pea the rest of your life?
Ooh. Small bites. I got crap to do. I need to get to places.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, good call.
I could have 4,000 bites of whatever.
That would be weird.
Like, right.
And that's
I'd feel like a penguin.
That's more noticeable.
Yeah.
Like you'll take a while to eat.
I'll take the because you're still.
But you actually could eat fast.
Yeah.
It's just
small bites.
Small bites.
Yeah. You're going to be there a while.
Jamie's right.
Yeah. We used to have this thing we did. We'd have these. We called them bush parties, like out in the wild, and you'd find an area and you'd put a fire up and have some people and some music, whatever.
Drench yourself in pee and run from bears?
No.
Something different.
But we'd also have those little cherry bombs, and when your buddies would have a few drinks and then they're over there and they get their pants down, I'm trying to pee, you'd take a couple of cherry bombs and fire it. And they'd start to try and run, and they'd run like a penguin. Run like a penguin! So the little 4-inch steps reminded me of that.
Nice. Waterboy asks, how big is 4 inches, Anthony? I don't know. Ask your... Never mind. Go ahead, Marshall.
Wow.
I feel like we should end on that.
Look in the mirror.
Love you, Waterboy.
Okay,
Cold
yeah.
water
You want
boy.
another one?
Yeah.
From the 314, what team do you want back? The Big Red, the Browns, or the Hawks?
The Big Red, the Browns,
Give me the Hawks.
or the Hawks?
Give me the St. Louis Hawks.
Big Red.
What?
Yeah, football.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Bring back the
They
Big
ain't
Red.
coming back. Neither of the Hawks.
Well, obviously we can.
We have a choice.
I want the Hawks.
Oh, so you'd rather go to an NBA game than an NFL game?
Hell yeah. Right
Have
now.
you seen that crap?
I'd be there.
No.
I would.
I don't even know who he is.
I don't either. I don't know what you've done with Carey Davis,
Be there.
Eric Davis, but bring him back in.
Give me the Hawks.
Hey, if you don't like Big Red, the Big Red,
Then you can.
then fast lane you.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know.
Waterboy responded, at least I know where India is.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I do too.
They will have that forever.
It's in Asia.
Yeah.
So now we're on the same level with
It'd
them.
be cool, though, to bring back the Browns, right? We have another St. Louis baseball team. That way, when one team's not doing well.
No, there's only one. There's one answer.
Okay.
And Jamie and I gave it.
Yeah, there's only one right answer on this
Yeah,
one.
that's correct.
Sorry, guys.
All right, moving on. Okay.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, where those teams are now. You know, would you rather have the Arizona Cardinals?
I want a football
Would you rather
team.
have?
I'd rather have the
I
NFL.
want a football. We have a baseball team. It's beautiful, not playing well.
I was going to say
the last couple of years. But
you want to say it.
Look, the Orioles haven't, the last couple of years of the only success they've had in a long time. The
I was going to
Orioles.
say something. But I'm going to save it.
Speak freely, Carey.
Yeah, go ahead. Speak freely.
You're in a safe place
I'm
here.
already
What do you
getting
wanna say?
emails about things that I say on the air. I don't want to ruffle all of St. Louis's fans. I mean, you already lost 2 damn teams. You want to lose a 3rd one? Huh? Basketball.
You lost basketball,
NBA.
too.
Once.
What?
There you go.
Now, why would you say that? Why would you say that? That was
me. Happened twice. Huh? You want to lose a 3rd time? No, heartbreak was
Carey, gonna happen?
Carey doesn't believe that people here would support an NFL team.
I do. They did before. What happened?
Well,
politics.
Really?
A lot of politics.
I told never mind. Told you. Hey,
We're going to get more emails. Got an email from a listener that was not happy with us
man.
at all.
Carey in particular.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Life happens, man. Things happen in life.
The people, they
Just
said.
email Mike
Speaking
Ryder
for
with
the
any
people.
complaints.
For the people.
People, yeah.
All the people
all
in the
them.
world.
Yep. Hey, we have Jim Montgomery coming up about 15 minutes or so, but we'll continue with our Freedom Friday topics next on 101 ESPN. Hey, check out the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. It's coming to St. Louis March 6th through the 9th. They've got great basketball all weekend. So it starts on that first session, and then, of course, goes to the championship game on Sunday. Drake right now is leading the conference. They're 16-3 in conference play, but Bradley's right behind them, only 14-5, so only 2 games behind them. Northern Iowa is also 14-5, and Belmont's hanging around at 12-7. But this tournament is always fun, and they've got the Family Fun Pack available. So if you want to take the entire family down there, or at least part of the family, go enjoy the games for $104. You got the Family Fun Pack, which is 4 single session tickets, 4 large popcorns, and 4 sodas. So you can enjoy the basketball action. The tournament's always fun. It's one of my favorite tournaments. One of my favorite sporting events that they have in St. Louis, in fact. It's coming March 6th through the 9th. It's the Arch Madness Tournament, the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. It's a lot of fun. Check out that Family Fun Pack. Again, $104 gets you the 4 single session tickets, the 4 large sodas, and the 4 popcorns. Check out Arch Madness, March 6th through the 9th. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Freedom Friday continues with your topics ahead of Jim Montgomery. He's going to join us about 10 minutes or so. What do we got, Marsh?
All right. Grant Francis Fan Club wants to know, the NHL is holding a vote for its league-wide all-quarter century team. Who would you pick for Team 1 and 2?
Oh, wow. I got to go through the whole league for the last 25 years and pick Team 1 and 2?
The best players?
I can't.
NFL or NHL?
NHL.
I'd have to dive back because, like, Nick Lidstrom, he'd be on my Team 1, but you know, how many years was he in the 2000s?
Sidney Crosby?
Sidney Crosby.
Ovi.
Connor McDavid.
Yeah. He would be, what, on the second line?
This is why I said this is a project. It's, I don't know. Grant Francis Fan Club, I appreciate this is a project.
Well, we can spitball here. Yeah.
We could spitball.
We got, well, here, let's write it down with the page that we don't have.
You got two.
Carey,
they've been in the league.
Give them your rundown.
I don't have one. I was looking for it earlier. I didn't have anything to write on.
Goalie
Jersey Mike's napkin.
Would it be Vasilevsky?
How many years are we going back?
Would it be
25 years.
Or would it be Brodeur? Because Brodeur played until, like...
Yeah.
What about
Fleury?
Jonathan Quick?
It's also a good one.
I mean, he had some dominant years.
He did.
You're scoffing. You don't like it.
No, I like it. This is a very difficult
At least
exercise.
he didn't tell you that was a dumb idea.
Well, in fairness, I said silly.
This is getting worse by the minute. I said silly. I even polished it up.
I don't know if that's a comparison. That's silly.
Basically, shut up.
I didn't say that. I thought it, but I didn't say it.
Okay, so Grant Francis Fan Club has his Team 1 as Crosby, Ovi, McDavid. That is the forward group.
Okay.
The defensive pairing would be Lindstrom and Pronger. And the goalie would be Martin Brodeur.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really scoff at it. I mean, 6 of the best players ever. So it's a great team. I'm just trying to think of other players that were in that. Like, it's hard for me to go back 25 years. Yeah.
Anthony, what are you working on over there?
I'm congratulating Willie for his daughter. I'm saying fire up a line eye.
Fire up a line eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what about baseball, though? Can we do it with baseball?
Last 25 years?
Last 25 years.
Well,
You got well, let's go by position, okay? How about we do that? Albert Pujols is at first base.
Okay.
Yachty behind the dish. Or do we want to go with Buster Posey?
Ooh. I saw something that Yachty played way more innings than Buster and Joe
big time.
Mauer.
Oh, not even close.
I go with Yachty.
All right, Yachty a catcher. So Yachty a catcher.
Are we being homers with that?
No, I just don't think
I just asked. Okay, that's fine.
I don't know why you don't like Yachty, but
I love Yachty.
I think he's good.
I love Yachty.
Second baseman, do we want to go with Jose Altuve at second base? Or do we go, what?
That guy, the cheater? The wire on his chest?
Yeah.
No,
we know
allegedly.
We know he'll do anything to win.
Allegedly. Did you see The Wire?
Well, no, because
you gotta be careful
his girlfriend
legally.
didn't want him to take his shirt off.
There you go.
You know, those are things you go over before the game starts, Carey.
Tattoo, so,
I feel like there's got to be a better second baseman than him in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
No, he is, but, we're talking the last 25 years here.
All right. Back off. Second baseman. What about shortstops?
Shortstops.
Where you go? Hey,
that's a tough one.
we're not going.
Does it have to be Derek Jeter?
It's got to be Derek Jeter, the captain.
What about that one season that Nomar had?
No, he wasn't.
Nomar had a good year.
Goofball nerds don't appreciate what number 2 meant.
Because his numbers weren't great?
Stop it. You stop it.
Hey, what about
one of the greatest playoff performers ever?
Pudge Rodriguez for catcher?
No.
Nah, not in front of Yachty.
Okay.
No, it's not coming from me. It's coming from the text line.
I'm just saying. No. All right. The answer is no.
What else you got?
So Jeter's second base or shortstop.
Yes, third.
Jeter shortstop.
Third, you can go in a variety of ways. You've got, you could go A-Rod.
I think
A-Rod's got to be there.
Yeah, but A-Rod, PEDs or not.
Let's go with non-cheaters. How about that?
Whoa. Allegedly.
Not allegedly.
That's true. He did admit it.
I mean, he shouldn't have.
And
You
he
don't never
tested
admit it.
positive.
You don't never admit
And he
it.
got suspended for an entire season.
Okay. We can't go with that because, oh, gosh.
Is it Roland? Arenado?
What are we
Are we
doing?
picking the 2004 Cardinals?
No, but I'm picking Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
My bad, Marshy. Did I miss the assignment?
So then we're not going Barry Bonds in right field, I guess. All right, left field.
Can't.
Sorry.
What? Can't.
Okay, so we're
Are we serious? What are we doing?
Are you serious? You can't be serious.
Unbelievable.
We should just pick an all-juiced team.
We should.
Yeah, let's do that going Darren Ortiz
So
at
pizza
Hold
behind
on.
the plate.
You know what? Let's not, okay? Because this would be the of all things, this would be the things to get us fired. No, I'm not doing it. I'm going to protect us, okay? Shohei's in right.
You're no fun.
No, he's the DH.
Or DH.
Yeah, he's the DH.
Right.
Adrian
Was it
Beltre.
Contreras?
Third base.
Whatever. I didn't know we were going
3-1-4.
DH. I kind of forgot about DH.
I had DH. I had Big Papi as DH. But
Oh, yeah. Good call.
See what I'm saying?
Throw Shohei in right.
Just throw him in right field. What are we doing?
He can pitch.
He can pitch.
He can pitch.
Well, then we get rid of our DH.
No.
Yeah, you don't need one of the
Yeah, we have to have Shohei
have to have
Ohtani.
Shohei.
Right field.
He's a pitcher.
Right field.
No,
Put
right
Shohei
field.
in
But
right field.
then what? You won't hit
In
it?
our league, he can bat.
This is a softball league.
Well, let's just put a rover.
We're not a rover. Altuve can be the rover, okay?
Mike Trout in center.
I like Mike Trout in center.
King Griffey
King
Jr.
Griffey Jr.?
He doesn't go back 25 years, does he?
When's
Yeah,
his
he
last
does.
game?
We're talking about 2000.
Yeah.
That version of Griffey, though?
Yeah, I don't know about
Did
that.
he not win the home run derby in 2000? Or was that 99 in Boston?
But what did he do,
In
like, in real
2000,
games?
let's see. He was an all-star in 2000.
Was he? Okay.
For the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah.
He's 30.
I don't know about
I'll go
Red's
Trout.
version
I'll
of
go Mike
Griffey.
Trout. I'll go
Thank you.
Trout.
Mike Trout,
I'll go
I
Mike
mean,
Trout.
I realize
In
that
20 yeah.
the last 5 years of Trout, where Mike Trout was putting up unbelievable numbers.
We go,
I also think Juan Soto should be on our team.
Can
That
we?
could Juan Soto could be there.
Where you going to put him at right field?
Yeah.
We got too many people.
I know.
Where
This
you-
is the problem.
Shohei's
You
in
all
left.
not
What about
giving me
Ichiro?
Barry Bonds.
No, he won't let me.
I'll give
I
you
wanted to
Barry
do
Bonds.
Barry Bonds. I wanted to do the all
But
juice
Marsh
team.
couldn't.
He won't do the all juice team.
You don't have to be the all-juice team.
Jamie?
You won't.
Jamie?
What?
Ask Tim McKernan why you don't want to have this conversation. Okay?
I'll ask him later.
Just ask
You
him
tell
later.
us later.
Yeah.
All right. Barry Bonds in left field.
Let's just, you thank me now. Okay?
So much for Jose Canseco.
All right, we got to get to
why I
Jim
keep
Montgomery.
saying allegedly.
We got to get to Jim
Well, ask
Montgomery.
Monty what he thinks.
Yeah, we'll ask Coach about what he thinks about this next on 101 ESPN.
It's that time of year. Things are warming up a little bit. You have the furnace, the HVAC at your home. Make sure you get it checked out. Sometimes things need to be looked at before the summer gets here. You don't want it to get really hot. Your AC's crapped out on you. You don't want that at all. So please call my friends over at Elite Comfort. They are the best in the business. Katie and her husband do a fantastic job of making sure that everything is taken care of. And their slogan, no gimmicks, just guarantees. All that means is that they're not going to try and bait you in with some fake rebate or 10% off here and then upcharge you somewhere else. No, their customer service and the way they handle things and their products are what keep you coming back time and time again, because you want to be treated the right way, and they're just the people to do it. So please give them a call or check them out at their website, EliteComfortExperts.com. Now is the perfect time for that spring cleaning. Get your air conditioner. Maybe it's got a bunch of gook on the outside. They will come by, pull off the panels, clean that out for you, make sure everything is ready to go for you for those incredibly hot St. Louis summers. So please, again, visit them at EliteComfortExperts.com.
With the head coach of your St. Louis Blues, Jim Montgomery. Coach Monty is presented by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
501, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's a Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane, coming off a big Blues victory, and we got our guy, Jim Montgomery, head coach of your St. Louis Blues, join us right now via the Collier and Thompson phone line. Coach, always a pleasure. How are we doing today?
Doing well. It's a Friday night in the Lou. It's always a good time on Friday nights in St. Louis.
Especially coming off a dub. You guys look fantastic. Last three games here. Brayden Schenn, big moment for him. How great was it to get a win in Washington against one of the top teams in the NHL on such a monumental night for Brayden Schenn?
It was great to be able, I think just the way all our players wore his ball cap number 10 in warm-ups really signified the care and love they have for their captain. And then the way his dad delivered just a real good pregame speech there. Then the way we went out and played for him, and the way he played. He had two huge assists, making really good defensive plays that led to offense, and a real good offensive play on that game-winning goal that Holloway scored.
So, Monty, you've played with a lot of great players, a lot of great leaders. You've coached great leaders. But, realistically, how important is it for a team to have great leadership? Like, to have a guy like Brayden Schenn in your locker room with just all of your veteran guys and the young guys, how important is it for a coaching staff to have a guy like that in there?
Well, it's really important, and here's why. You don't, as a coach, if you don't have a captain like Brayden Schenn, you have to spend a lot of time micromanaging your team, worrying about the locker room. And when you have Brayden Schenn and the leaders that we have, the message and playing the right way is being echoed in their own words, because they are their own men, and they know how to lead.
Coach, I was wondering, when you have a moment like last night, Brayden Schenn playing his 1,000th game and the team kind of rallying around like that, how does that – I'm sure it breaks up the monotony of such a long season. How important are those moments just for team morale and team camaraderie?
Yeah, you get in a grind, and, we just finished 3 and 4, and now we're back in the middle. Here's the day off of 3 games and 4 nights. before we play LA and Dallas here in the next successive nights. It's really important that you have different ways, and the messaging stays relatively consistent. You know, with Brayden Schenn being a dad, Jeff being able to deliver the starting lineup last night, and him being the head man at a fire station for long. You're part of a huge team that's saving lives. So he gets the team morale and is able to echo in a completely different voice how important it is and special it is to be part of a team.
Monty, from the moment you guys came back from the break, the first game you played till last night, I got to admit, the checking has been incredible. Like, it's been suffocating out there for the opposition. I mean, you held the Washington Capitals, the top scoring team in the league, to 18 shots on goal. You know, what has changed? Because it's not that the messaging wasn't there before, because I know it was, but it just seems like everybody now is just absolutely dedicated to checking.
Yeah, I think, we had a couple of good practices. And then in the Winnipeg game, I don't think the Winnipeg game was as good at checking as the next two games, but the second and third period of the Winnipeg game, you started to see it come. And then in the Colorado game, you saw the checking, you started to see the offense come. The next two games following that, both of them have been on page. And guys are working, and it's fun right now for them to work, and they're getting rewarded.
Coach, I was watching. I was telling Jamie this earlier. I thought that moment in the second period, you all were on the penalty kill, and I just saw so much effort from the guys. I thought that was one of the best 5-minute stretches I've seen from this team in a while. You killed the penalty, then you end up giving up the goal, and then you go right back down and score 2 more goals. When you talk to your team about effort and energy, is that like a highlight tape, a highlight part of the film that you'll show that penalty kill?
Yeah, that's an identity clip for us. That's who we want to be. We want to be people that sacrifice for each other. We're unselfish. And then even though they scored, the way we respond and just went back to work, that's the way we want to be. And we close out the game in the last 2.5 minutes of that second period.
Coach Jim Montgomery joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Coach, we've been having fun. So Freedom Friday for the Fast Lane is the last Friday of every month, and we allow listeners to throw out topics for us, and we've taken it in a bunch of different ways. But Jamie told us about one of the toughest players he ever dealt with, which was
Gary Kupal.
So when you played, Coach, who was the absolute toughest, might not even be the best fighter, but the absolute toughest human beings you've ever interacted with, either whether it was a teammate or you played against them?
God, good question. And I remember the Jerry Kupal because he was at a Flyers training camp when I was a player.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, Steve McIntyre beat the crap out of him.
He probably went back for more, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, the guy that comes to mind, there's 2 guys that come to mind, and they're both Blues. One is Basil McRae, because of how long and how well he did it. And the other one is, you're talking about tough on the ice and off the ice, is Kelly Chase. Chaser is just the epitome of toughness, the way he tackles everything in his life. And you think he's an underdog, and he always comes out on top.
Yeah,
well said.
Absolutely. Well, Monty, a bit of a unique situation here for you guys. I mean, you have LA 3 times in a week. You got the Anaheim Ducks mixed in there and sprinkle in the Dallas Stars. It's going to be a challenging schedule, but my question goes right back to the Kings. How different is the preparation when you know you're going to play a team that many times in such a short span?
Well, that's where we start to talk more about our identity, and we are able to show, instead of the monotony and the grind of showing the same pre-scout over and over, this is what we got to do, this is what they do. We can really hone in on individual matchups, line matchups, and we can make it like a little mini-series because we're playing them 3 times in 5 games.
Yeah, so the last question I have for you today, Coach, and it's nothing really to do with hockey, it's just being a manager of people, is, as you know, the Toronto media, things just start swirling around. So many rumors around your captain, so many rumors around Binnington, Parayko, all of these things. how do you handle that? Because you can't just pretend it doesn't exist. There has to, I shouldn't say you can't. I would imagine you can't pretend it doesn't exist, but there's got to be some dialogue, I would imagine.
Most of that dialogue goes on between Doug Armstrong and any of the individuals. I've really been focusing on what we have to do. When I talk to say, Brayden Schenn, or I talk to Benner, or I talk to anyone in the locker room, I'm talking about us making a push. I'm talking about us staying in the moment and us being as responsible to each other so that we can drive the best results here, as none of us control what happens.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. All right, Coach, so we do have a question from our Snake Pit, which is our YouTube channel, if you're ready for it.
Yep.
All right. So this is from Bazooka Tooth 75. On TMA this morning, they mentioned Monty was playing grab ass with Jamie on the bench. Can we get clarification on that?
I don't know what you're referring to. I just told him to watch out because he was like, hey, you're going to step on a water bottle. And he just jumped in the air and hopped right over it.
Yeah, it was very helpful, Monty. I appreciate that. Because I've got a bob and weave in between Claude Julien and Mike Weber and the players, and Monty's just making sure he pointed me in the right direction.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yes.
Riv, you've always been nimble.
And your hands are cold, too.
Coach, we always love having you on the show, man. We always wind up laughing. We appreciate you. Keep up the great work, man. The team looks great, and we can't wait to see what is coming down the stretch here.
All right, thanks, guys. Enjoy your weekend.
You too.
Thanks, Monty.
Take care. All right, that's Coach Jim Montgomery here in the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. He is. We do. Awesome. We always wind up laughing.
Yeah, he's great. Well, he loves to laugh. He loves to have fun. There's time to be serious, which he's very serious, very detailed. The players will tell you that, it's serious time. Mm-hmm. But he also likes to walk around, talk to the guys. He's a kind of head coach that I never really had the opportunity to play for, because the head coach was never seen unless it was like game time or something bad was happening. Monty walks around, he has coffee with the guys, whatever. He eats with the players. It's very not casual. It's very much like
it's a family.
It's a family, a team. It's not like I'm up here and you're down here.
Right.
And I think the players recognize that. Brayden Schenn talks about all the time. He's like, we know what the expectations are. They're very clear, and we're held accountable to that standard. Mm-hmm. And if we're playing the right way, then, hey, we're all having a great time here. We're playing in the NHL. It's a great life.
Yeah.
So I respect that tremendously from Monty.
I feel like Monty is the type of coach that you don't want to disappoint, right? Because you do have such a great relationship with him, or any coach that goes about the way that he does. It's a person that you just don't want to disappoint, and that's what drives you to end up being the player that you are, that work ethic, because you want to play for that person. Mm-hmm. They might not be on the team. They might be in that teacher role, the coaching role, but you want to play for that person.
And one thing, too, that I'll add to this, and I talk to the players, of course. I'm around the players all the time. They said that it's very clear what the expectations are. And, Carey, we go back last week talking about what do you want from a coach. Remember I said honesty?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So if you have a coach like Monty and Steve Ott, Mike Weber, these guys are all very honest with the team. If you know what the expectations are, you know already as a pro athlete that you met the expectations or you didn't. Yep. And if you didn't, and the coach wants to talk to you, that you shut the heck up, you watch the video, and you work twice as hard. Yep. If you meet the expectations, guess what? You shut the heck up, you go back to the video, you work hard.
Right.
That's all there is to it.
That's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, and Anthony Stalter. Thanks to Jim Montgomery. We'll talk to him again next week. We're wrapping up here. We got another 2 segments before we conclude our show today. Freedom Friday has been an absolute success again, but thanks to you, the listener. Keep those topics rolling in. Hopefully we'll get to, a handful more before we wrap up today's show. But more Freedom Friday next on 101 ESPN.
flying down to Florida for a spring training report on 101 ESPN. Our Redbird Spring Training Report is brought to you by Rawlings. Visit the all-new Rawlings experience at Westport Plaza today.
We continue our Freedom Friday here on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Marshy, what do we got next?
All right, from the 636, do you think the youth movement will help bring back the exciting energy regardless of the projected low attendance at the ballpark? Or do you think the front office will continue to make it a boring/dull experience? Watching other teams' players like Philly show emotion when they hit a double is something that they need.
I think that one of the only reasons to even have slight excitement about the Cardinals this year is the youth movement. Yes. I think that if you get young guys like Masyn, Winn, and I don't think Jordan Walker is one of those guys that is, flamboyant or anything like that, but he's still a young guy, plenty of energy. Wilson Contreras is not a young player, but he plays with energy. I think if you have that injection of youth, it could help. But ultimately, the only thing that will matter will be wins and losses, as always.
Yeah, obviously.
The only thing, Jamie.
It is. But when you're going through this transition that the Cardinals are calling it, your expectations of winning 90 games should probably be curbed a little bit here. I think you should be worried about watching good young baseball players that are developing in the right direction. But what's weird about this thing is I don't know if I'm willing to call it a youth movement. I just don't, because
too many old guys.
Well, your rotation is all old guys except for Andre Palante.
Yeah, truth.
Okay, your first baseman is an older player, Contreras. Yes. Your third baseman is an older player.
Yes.
Brendan Donovan's like 28, I think.
Right.
What's Burleson?
26.
26.
25.
So I think he just turned 26.
So, you're not flooded with just a bunch of young guys. You're not. You've got
Masyn Winn.
And you got Jordan Walker. And you've got Nolan Gorman. I'll throw him in the mix there as well.
Yeah, because Lars is Lars is 25.
And 25. But that's
a
bordering on
while.
It's bordering on no longer a young guy.
Yeah.
Here's what I use as the barometer.
Nuke's 27.
Son of a. Why is he still here?
Exactly.
When you have a player that is eligible for arbitration, I don't believe them to be a young player anymore.
Okay.
Would you not agree? That means they've fulfilled how many seasons of Major League Baseball at that point?
3, I think.
3?
Yeah.
And most baseball players come in at 21, 22, 23, some of them. So you're looking at 26, 27 when they hit the arbitration.
Yeah.
So this team isn't flooded with youth. If McGreevy, Graceffo, Quinn Matthews, Masyn Winn, Jordan Walker, if you start going that, now you're flooded with youth. Ivan Herrera, okay? Mm-hmm. But right now you're just not.
No, honestly, Jamie, it's a really good point. And what you've done is make me, I wasn't excited before the season. I really wasn't that excited. One of the exciting things I thought was kind of like the youth movement, which you you made a great point. So now I'm not excited at all.
You ruined it for him.
Oh, sorry, guys.
But you're right.
It's not a youth movement. It's adding some youthful players.
You really didn't even add.
He's already added.
You haven't even promoted your youth yet. As of right now, the 3 young players are Gorman, Walker, Winn. How old's Herrera?
He's 25.
Okay, so I'll keep Herrera in there because he hasn't really been a regular. So there, you have 4 players on your roster that are.
Yeah, Victor Scott.
Is he going to be on your roster?
Sure.
I don't think so.
You don't think he makes
the team? Nope.
No? Who do you think he's playing center field?
Well, Siani and Newt. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
I think Scott will make the team.
I don't think he'll make the team. Why would he sit on the bench? He's going to be a bat off the bench. You play every day.
No, I think he'll play. I think he'll be the center fielder.
He's not. They're not going to do that. They're not.
What's wrong with you? What happened here? You were laughing this whole show. Did something happen? Did something happen with your kids?
Yeah, really.
Did you get a text message?
No, this never ends. My kid's like, Dad's on the radio from 2 to 6. Let's see how many times we're going to call him.
Which kid has bothered you
Today?
McKinnon.
Okay. Yeah. Is it typically your youngest
No.
these days?
Well, she's got her license. She's got a car.
Uh-huh.
She's ripping around.
Yeah.
And she's a type 1 diabetic. Her insulin pod expires in like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Her blood sugar's going up, and she hasn't swapped out her pod yet. Yet when I call her, how dare you? Why are you bothering me? You're extra. I'm like, extra?
Like the gum?
Whatever.
Like, annoying.
Yeah, I think that's what they mean.
That's what
wow. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Is being a good parent extra? My bad. I'm like, change your pod.
Seems like you have an extra car that I bought you.
Yes, Anthony.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's pissed me off a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I love her to death.
Yeah, of course. That never changes.
Never changes. But she could just change the damn pod and say, you know what, Dad, you're right.
Why would they say you're right? What the hell is wrong with you? What the hell child you know says you're right, Dad?
You're right, Dad. Sometimes they say it. Especially when I say, hey, I think I should give you money. They're like, yeah, you're right, Dad.
Yeah, exactly.
You should.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she did hit me up for gas money.
Yeah. It's McKinnon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop, man.
All right.
But the Cardinals still disappoint me.
They're going to be good this year. Just you
At
watch.
What, when you say good, like 84 wins?
Is it better than last year?
Yeah.
That's better. They're good.
All right.
85.
Marsh?
The 314 says, can we get a segment of dead air and mouth breathing?
No. Whoa. That's extra.
It was.
Marsh?
636, what's the best nickname you've given someone or been given by someone?
Oh, I've had a few nicknames. I was called Bull at one point. My basketball coach told me I was like a bull in a china shop, just running through things.
That's good. I feel like that's both good and...
I thought it was a bowl in a china shop.
It is
bull.
Bull.
B-U-L, not a bowl.
Why would a bowl be in a china shop?
That's right.
Yeah, bowl.
But it's not going to break anything.
But it wouldn't break anything.
Oh, I guess I've
Bowl
been...
in a china shop. That means like the bowl comes in and
Gotcha.
breaks a bunch of
all
stuff.
the-
And, yeah.
Yeah. I guess I've thought that was a completely different saying my entire life.
Yeah, bowl.
Learn something new.
Yeah, what did you think, though?
I thought it was a bowl in a china shop.
So what would be the metaphor?
I have no idea.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm being honest. I have no clue.
I thought maybe you thought that it had a different meaning.
Okay.
Like you're as fragile as a bowl in a china shop or something. I don't know.
No, the bowl is fine as long as it's not a bull in the china shop.
Yeah, it's a break there.
And the bowl is fine.
Okay. Yeah, well, you learn something new every day.
I was also called Burger when I first got to Illinois. Because I had messed my ankle up. I had sprained my ankle really badly. I was like on crutches. I was in a wheelchair. I could not do anything. I couldn't walk. I gained probably about 20 pounds for about a month. I couldn't do anything. Like I turned it real bad. And when I got there, they was like, who's this fat-ass fullback we signed?
Whoa.
He's a burger away from playing O-line. So then everybody started calling me Burger.
That sucks. That's tough, man. I feel bad for 17-year-old Carey Davis. 18-year-old Carey Davis.
It was hilarious. They started calling me Burger. He's like, he's a burger away from playing online.
Who said that, a coach?
No, hell, it was my teammate. This was
great.
Danny Clark.
What did he ever do?
Played like 12 years in the league.
He probably sucked, though.
Oh, yeah.
Nicknames.
We have Sugar.
Yeah, Sugar.
Yeah, Sugar.
I mean, that was fun. It's fine. I do remember being 15 playing junior hockey and about the same height as I am now, but about 145 pounds, 150 pounds. And, guys would call me Ribs, and one jackass decided to call me Ribs. Hey, Ribs. That's all he's like, that's all I can see when I look at you is Ribs. I said, yeah, your mother, too.
Did you box his face in?
No, I mean, you can't do that. You just take it.
You're not supposed to like your nickname.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
Yeah.
That guy never went anywhere past that team anyway, so it's fine with me.
Jokes on
How
him.
about them Ribs, pal?
Yeah.
What about you, Anthony?
I never had a nickname. No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't.
He's not sharing.
I'm not.
He's not sharing.
Honestly, you guys started Jamie. I think you started the Stults thing.
Stults, yeah.
But that's about it, man.
What about you, Marsh?
Well, Marshy Marsh is, I guess, a nickname. I had a teammate in high school in the locker room call me Marshy Marsh and the Funky Bunch.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
And that's kind of where that came from. Other than that, I can't really think of anything. We had a listener call me a tool earlier today, so maybe I'd be
That's a nickname.
Mr. Tool.
Yeah.
More of a adjective.
I was called a lot of names a couple days ago.
Yeah. First nicknames given.
Not a nickname.
I gave T-Bone his nickname.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Gave Paul Stasny Polly Walnuts.
Yeah.
I remember you shared that story.
Trying to think of some other ones.
Well, I just feel like you can't give yourself a nickname. That should be rule number one.
If you give yourself a nickname, I guarantee the whole team is not calling you by that.
Right,
We're going to find something we like better and you like less.
Yeah. Willie says Butterfinger Stalter. Here's the thing. I got a helmet straight to the ball. I didn't.
To the what?
To the ball.
Football. When I fumbled that.
Stalter on the fumble.
Yeah.
Ranthony. That is one.
Ranthony
there you go.
one.
Ranthony. Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
Anthony Conqueso. Yeah, sure. Chester says, Marsh, that his son calls you heating and cooling.
Oh, yeah.
I did give Jackson Piddles.
Did you?
Yeah, Piddles.
Wow, you've come up with a lot of nicknames there.
I got a weird brain.
Stalter on the fumble.
Oh, boy, there it is.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey, that ball was bounding toward me.
And your coach told you to get the hell away from
Yeah, your coach wanted you to grab it.
It's like Jamie. Get off the ice. That was my coach. He's like, don't pick it up. And I'm like, nah, this thing's coming to me. It wants to get returned. No return was set up. We're in base defense.
Oh, man.
Oh, well. Yeah. All right. We got our final Freedom Friday topic coming at you next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues with a 5-2 victory over the Washington Capitals last night. They'll take on the LA Kings tomorrow. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. If you missed anything from today's show, including our interview with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Some interesting news coming out of your St. Louis Blues. The Blues have extended Tyler Tucker a 2-year contract extension worth $1.85 million. Once again, if you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to the website, 101ESPN.com, or check out the podcast page. More Freedom Friday coming up next, right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center Update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Yeah, so the Blues have signed defenseman Tyler Tucker to a 2-year contract extension. Doug Armstrong announced that today. 2-year contract worth $1.85 million, so a $925K average over the 2 years. 24, originally drafted by the Blues in the 7th round. Seems kind of, I don't know, it's interesting signing here for the Blues. I don't know what the timing of this is, Jamie.
I don't either. I'm happy for Big Country, though.
I think it's great. I just my question would be why.
Well, Tyler Tucker was set to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season, and I think that since he's been back with the Blues this year, he's shown exactly what the Blues have wanted from him. He's got that element of toughness, to say the least. His defensive game has been solid. I think he fits in. No, I think he fits into the plans of the future. So if you break down the defensive core next year, I don't think you have anybody that's like imminent to break the roster. Meaning, like, I don't think Lindstein will be full time next year. You have Matthew Kessel that'll probably be back in the NHL, but you're going to lose Ryan Suter. So then you're with 5 defensemen. Have Tucker, that's 6, Kessel 7. Kind of rounds out your decor. Then the next year you'll lose Nick Leddy and Justin Falk, I believe, for that matter. Mm-hmm. So now you have to continue to have the pieces in place a little bit.
At least from the standpoint of at some point we may look to upgrade. Well, we will look to upgrade, but we still need to have familiar faces.
Look, it is crazy to say this. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around. But having a player average out at $925,000 is cheap. It's cheap for a team. It's the new $450,000 from X amount of years ago. Mm-hmm. Because when the league had the league minimum at $450, mm-hmm. those were the guys. You extend them 2 years, give them $450, $475. Hey, it's a great guy to have on the team.
Right. Yeah, solid
player, tough, great kid. People love him. Mm-hmm. Now it's like the new $450 or whatever is $900,000.
Right.
So I think it's great for the player. Do I think it marks a significant thing that the Blues are trying to do? No, I don't. I think it's hanging on to a player that you like, that brings an element to the game that, quite honestly, none of your other defensemen do. Now, is Brayden able to kick the piss out of people? Well, yeah, he is. He showed that, but you don't want that. He plays damn near 25 minutes a game.
Right.
I'd rather have him on the ice, please.
Yeah.
We get an interesting question from Buzz. Is it because he's not playing right now to show him that they are invested? Does that keep a player like that more engaged with the team when he's sitting up in the press box?
It does, and I'll take my own personal experience and talk about that. Is I had signed a 1-year deal with the Ottawa Senators as an unrestricted free agent, and it was based on the premise that it had a whole bunch of injuries. And so I stepped in, played a lot. We had a really good team. And now the second year was an option year and it was the team's option. And I was scratched. All the defensemen started coming back, so I started getting scratched. And I was scratched for like 15 games in a row. It was difficult, but I was still practicing, doing my thing. And then Peter Chiarelli and Marshall Johnston were the two guys in charge of the team. And Marshall Johnston said, hey, do you want to go play some games in the minors? I'm like, no. At this point in my career, I'm way better off. We were the best team in the Eastern Conference. I'm way better off practicing against the best players in the league every day than going down there and playing against a couple of guys that might play in the NHL at some point. And so then a week later, they called my agent and picked up my option.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, this is a guy that wants to be here, shows up every day, doesn't complain, works hard. Guys like him. They're like, what? So they picked up my option.
Nice.
Sure wish your team would have showed me they loved me by giving me an extension.
Yeah.
They did, the Steelers.
They did that one time.
Well, there you go.
They went multiple years. Like, hey, we want you back.
It's tough to get those multiple years.
I get more money? Yeah.
No?
Okay.
All right.
I'll take it.
You won a Super Bowl, though.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did. So why I should have got more years.
We got another question from the 314 regarding Tyler Tucker. Does it make Tucker tradable with that attractive contract?
I mean, like for what though? Like, what are you doing? Like I
First round pick?
Nope.
Second?
No. You're
prospects.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Tyler Tucker doesn't have a resume that would be out on the market, especially at trade deadline time where you're like, okay, we're going to part with a third rounder and a prospect or whatever. And it's no disrespect to Tyler Tucker. I mean, it is what it is. I think he's more valuable to the Blues than he is to another organization.
Yeah.
I just think it's a good contract to keep a solid player in your organization for the next couple of years while you continue to move the ball forward with all your other prospects and things that are going on.
There you go.
Yeah. I like it.
Marsh, we probably have time for one more Freedom Friday topic. So
You're going to put that on
wisely,
on
my
me?
friend.
Come on, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. This is an important question.
Okay.
Because I think this person would like to give you something, Anthony. You know, you already received a gift today. The 314 says, when is Stalter's birthday? I would like to send a gramophone to the studio.
That's really nice. March 30th is my birthday. Guys, March 1st is tomorrow.
It is.
Which means
birthday month.
It's our birthday month. It's a March birthday. Yes, that's right. It's Fastlane month.
Yes.
Yeah. Jamie's up first with March 16th.
Yes.
March is next at March 19th.
Correct.
Carey, March 27th.
Yeah.
And I'm March 30th.
Wow.
It's a birthday. It's a Fastlane month.
It's an amazing month.
Yeah.
Some call it the best month of the year.
I mean,
we do. That's for sure. Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be?
There's talk about renaming it.
To what?
Fastlane.
Just Fastlane?
Yeah, January, February.
Fastlane.
April, May.
But like Fastlane, or just Fastlane?
No, like.
No, Fastlane.
You know what? That's up in the eye of the beholder.
It's true.
Depends on how you feel that day.
That's right.
When you
it's
say it.
Fastlane month.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's like, you know a month just really grinds. It's that Fastlane month. Or it's like, Fastlane's coming up.
Yeah.
I love Fastlane.
The Fastlane's great.
Yeah. Do we have anything planned for our month?
Well, it's up
like
to Jamie.
We'll carry throughout Freedom Friday every Friday.
Every Friday.
I'm fine with that.
In the month of March.
I think that'd be cool.
We should.
I think we should do it on our birthdays. And if you have a birthday on the weekend, then you do it on Friday.
I got a birthday on Sunday.
I got a birthday.
And we do it that Friday. Oh. You know what I'm saying?
I got a birthday on... let's see here.
You're on a weekend too, I think.
I think I am. I'm on Sunday.
I'm on a Thursday, but I won't be here.
Okay, so none of us will actually be here on our birthdays. That's tough.
Well, I'll be here on my birthday.
Oh, well, there you go, March.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, unless I, decide to take off, which I'm thinking about it now.
Jamie, good news. Irv the monkey got extended too. Apparently. Snake Pit just mentioned that. Yeah. All right.
He should too.
That'll do it for Freedom Friday. We appreciate you people. Thank you. Why don't we wrap up the show with what we learned, criticisms and compliments, and 3 stars of the day. Next.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and if you are in the need for some new windows, then you need to reach out to Window Nation. They are offering 50% off of all window styles, and you will pay nothing. That is nothing with no interest for 5 full years. You need to give them a call today. You can reach out to them at 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com. Window Nation has over 20,000 5-star reviews. If you call them right now, you can get that window installed in a day or less, and every window that they have comes with a 20-point inspection. They will make sure that window is pristine when it's put into your house. It will keep the cold air out. It will keep the heat in during the winter months. When it turns summer, it will keep the cold air in, and it will not let it out of your home. So you need to give them a call because you can get, again, 50% off of all window styles, bays, bows, any window style that they have for 5 full years, 50% off, no interest, no payments. Call them today, 866-90-NATION, or visit them online at windownation.com.
missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com. find us at the 101 ESPN mobile app as well. That's the Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers mobile app. All our podcast brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Also, I want to wish a happy birthday to my wife, Kristen. It's her birthday today on a Freedom Friday. So, Kristen, happy birthday to you.
It's my brother's birthday, too.
Son of a, what's your brother's name?
Jason,
happy birthday. Hey, there you go. So, happy birthday to you, too. All right. So much fun. Gonna go out for some dinner tonight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You get a babysitter?
No, we're gonna bring the kids.
Why?
Yeah, because we couldn't find one. Couldn't find one.
Marshy lives nearby.
Yeah, no, Carey, you'd be great with that.
Have Marshy and Rachel go over and hang out with the kids for a while.
They'd be great. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't live there anymore, so I guess we're out on trivia, too, next year.
What? He moved out. Yeah, we're done. Chester said, it's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday to your
dad, Chester.
Yeah, there you go.
Tell your son I said hello.
Absolutely. Yeah. All righty. What's up?
Yeah, I can go first.
Yeah, go for it. What'd you learn today?
I learned that I should keep that cabinet above my desk, keep it closed. Because when it's open, it sticks out.
Did you bang your melon?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Is it
I got a little mark
still
there.
up?
Oh, no, I closed it.
No, I mean, did you rip it off the wall?
No. Can you see it? There's a little knot right there. A little.
Got a little something there.
I'm just glad somebody else banged their head off something.
Why are you happy he banged his head?
Because I do it a lot. And
that seems weird that you're hoping for other people to be hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not anyone. CD.
You just want him hurt.
A brother.
Guys, I understand the gridiron guys went off the rails, but
it's all his fault.
We don't have to have that carry over here, okay?
All right.
Keep that separate.
All right, sounds good.
What are we doing now?
What did you learn?
I learned today that for Marshy's entire life, he thought it was a bowl in a China shop.
Yeah.
Rather than a bowl.
There are bowls in the China shop.
But they're not a threat to the other dishes.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there.
They're just sitting there quietly.
Minding their damn business.
Yeah, so I learned that today, and I'm glad that Marshy, at the same time, I was able to learn that.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, I just typed this in on the old Google machine. Bowl in a China shop is not a common phrase, but if interpreted similarly to bull in a China shop, it would mean someone acting clumsy or carelessly in a delicate situation, likely causing damage due to their lack of care.
Like
a bull crashing into a fragile China shop.
That's how I play basketball.
Yeah.
Like the 5'10" version of Draymond Green. Choking people out. The hell out of my way.
This is my basketball. Yeah, that was. No, that definitely was.
Man, that's yeah, you learn something new every day.
Absolutely.
I put that up there with people thinking that Darth Vader said, Luke, I am your father.
He said?
No, he doesn't say that. He says, no, I am your father.
No, I am your father.
Yeah, people think he said Luke. Not the case.
That's crazy.
That's news to me.
That's absolutely crazy.
Brand new.
What I learned is that I have the greatest teammates in the world. I have the greatest teammates in the world. You know what they did? I missed it earlier. The boys chipped in and got me a new iPod.
No, we didn't chip in.
It was just
Yeah.
It was a fast lane idea.
Look, we all
Fast lane. It was an idea.
Jamie, thank you, but I mean, guys, look,
No,
you
it was-
supported it.
Yeah.
I'll send
You
you
supported.
$12.99.
Yeah, I'll hold my breath today. I'll hold my breath.
Well, I'm so pumped tonight.
$7 I owe you.
Yeah, it was quite an investment, I'll tell you that.
But tonight, instead of going out for Kristen's birthday, I'm going to be downloading music.
You should.
Please send
Honey.
a picture to the group chat.
Honey. I definitely will.
If it actually had the technology to like connect to a speaker,
Yeah.
that'd be funny. I don't think it does.
Nah, that's Wi-Fi.
I
'Cause then
wouldn't,
you
you
could,
know
like,
what? I wouldn't
hey,
be able
honey.
to figure it out anyways.
Bounce.
Kids are down, you know? Yeah, I know. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I got a headache. I'm going to bed. Mr. Advil, see you in 20 minutes.
That's good. That's real good. All right, Marsh.
I learned, other than that, the whole bull versus bull thing, I learned that people are very opinionated on certain court cases, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we got a very a scolding email from somebody.
Disturbing email.
It's kind of strange, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. The judicial system says you're guilty, you're guilty. Says you're not guilty, you're not guilty.
I of all things that we had a drive-by conversation on for that to generate an email from an angry listener.
You never know what is going to really grind someone's gears, you know?
No, you're right.
But the email, or whatever it was, I think it was an email.
Yeah.
It was.
It said, "We the people."
That was weird.
Like all of us in
All
unison.
of us.
We all agree.
One person
sent the message.
Yeah, but we the people
agree that that's
it was a little surprising, but nonetheless, we got the message. So if you wrote that, don't worry, we're taking it to heart.
I'm sorry.
That's in the Constitution, Anthony. You should.
Oh yeah, no,
we the
totally.
people.
Yeah, we the people.
Yeah,
we the
absolutely.
people.
Said his Waterboy says, "Are you going to re-give your iPod Shuffle to your wife?"
No, I can't find it. That's why. That's why these guys got me a new one.
The new one you got.
Oh, the new one?
Re-gift it.
Oh no!
Hell no!
Hell no! Why would I do that? Yeah. I got to re-gift that. That's mine.
We'll get a text from Mahomes Long Body. I can't wait for the all juice team. Anxiously waiting.
It's gonna be waiting a while.
Yeah.
I'd do it in a heartbeat, but you know.
Some people said, powers to be said no. And that power is Anthony Stalter.
You know, sometimes you got to be the parent. Sometimes you just got to say no. Child's going to be upset with you.
I am upset.
He was mad.
He was pretty mad.
What do you mean? Why can't we do that?
It's gonna be fun.
I just don't think we should do it. Yeah, we should do it.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy says Anthony can't even use iTunes. I can use iTunes. That iPod Shuffle was loaded.
I was going to wonder
iTunes.
Are you going to you're going to go that route, or like LimeWire? I don't know if that's still around.
LimeWire. It's in CMU. Yeah. Bear share.
Yeah, you can download other things from LimeWire
yes,
too.
you could. Yep.
It takes 24 hours. And nobody else gets on that computer.
Worth it, Carey.
Nobody else get on that computer.
Some of those.
Hey, don't touch my laptop.
Hey, slow it down.
Is anybody else using the Wi-Fi here? Get off the Wi-Fi.
Well, while you're waiting, you can maybe use your phone and listen to music while you're waiting.
No.
Putting that
A phone is just to call people and text people.
We get him a flip phone next. You don't even need that.
Dude, I had a phone. Gary, I had a phone that shut off after 7 minutes of battery time. Do you remember that?
Did it?
Oh,
no,
it was old. It was awful.
It's time to go.
Yeah. And some say, why don't you get a new battery? Nah.
You could get a new phone.
Then it just started dying randomly.
It just would die, especially when we needed a contact out of there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we got so-and-so up next. Oh, yeah, I can't call him.
That was rough.
Are you guys ready for the 3 stars of the day?
Yeah.
Our 3rd star of the day is going to go to Ben. Just a nice guy.
Very nice guy.
No
Beat him down.
Yeah, I figured that's the least I could do.
Super nice.
Sent him into the weekend crying.
7-1. And then gave us
all of
one of the highest compliments.
Yeah. Well, he gets a 3rd star today.
Right.
Our 2nd star. 3rd. He's at least he's not an honorable mention, which we don't even have. But 2nd star of the day goes out to the buffer zone.
The buffer.
Yeah, Anthony, you were in the buffer zone, when you cover teams and.
Cool down? I thought there was a buffer zone. Yeah, good call.
Cool down. Buffer zone.
Yep.
What you call it? The cool down?
The cool down. I thought there was a cool down.
Yeah, it's still hot in here.
Yeah, it's called taking my clothes off.
Go hop in the shower.
Right.
1st star of the day goes out to, of course, Anthony's new iPod Shuffle.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Yes. Gator gave us a nice compliment. So Gator said, "Oh man, this has been one of the best shows I've heard in a while. Been driving around, laughing my ass off. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, Gator. Appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Everybody have a great weekend. And you know what? Honorary stars to not only you, the listeners, but Marsh. You got to navigate a Freedom Friday, so we thank you, buddy. For Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. We will see you.